There we go. We're done. Okay, so, like coming to the more recent events. Okay, so once this action happened that Miss P was muted, the issue was we were already discussing this for the day early in the day, how many hours before that day, because we were already being. So the first time people were mentioning, mute them, ban them, time them out, things like this, right? And mind you, you guys were talking about admins being, wrongfully treated.
The 2 minutes is almost over, so
okay, yep.
Close.
Elham and Justin,
give him some extra time since we shifted. Can you have a little bit of time?
I did. Okay.
No worries. I don't need too much time. I'll just ask someone to put me on the list again after this is done. But yes, look. So you want to talk about admins being treated wrongly? Yeah, AAA. You want to be talking about getting timed out? Navid and me. I'm only a mod, but I was part of the Red HQ. I thought you guys have a bit more respect for me in that sense. Me and Navid were muted for half an hour, 45 minutes, right? This is before any of this stuff even happened. Like before any of the, after Miss P being muted, and then before the server crashing and having to all these roles removed and everything happened. So yes, my comment is that at the end of the day, we spotted you guys as being the hypocrites, and I will die before I obey a hypocrite.
Can you give me VC1-chat writing privileges, because I don't have them right now.
Yeah, neither do I.
Just type in lounge.
No, you can't do that either.
Justin, you broke our server.
We can't type in
lounge
either.
No, bro, you're haphazard control damage to the server.
You can't talk over each other.
You're haphazard damage.
Finish talking.
Sorry, let me understand. What did you want?
I can't type in VC1-chat or lounge-chat.
Neither can I.
Maybe they're missing roles or something.
Okay, so let's just talk in general then, because it looks like we have no choice.
Just talking now.
No, you should.
We're just going to talk in general then, all right?
Okay.
Talking lounge.
I'm moderated.
I can't talk in lounge.
Oh, okay, that's right. My bad. Yes, because you can't, in lounge. Fair enough.
Right.
General. All right. General is fine. Let's go. It's gonna be very messy, but no worries, guys.
No. I want it in VC1. It's relevant.
I don't think he's gonna be able to set that up, brother Justin.
Yeah, exactly.
Justin, this isn't Burger King, bro. You destroyed our server, and now you're complaining about not being
demodding everyone.
Don't go
Right,
into
guys.
server.
Bro, that's the biggest hypothetical statement I've ever heard.
Moderator. Guys.
Trying to defeat everybody and trying to remove moderator roles. You destroyed the server.
Stop.
I just don't
Guys.
I mean, I have to mute you.
Brother,
Come on,
I'm
guys.
so sorry, brother. Come on, guys, please. Let Brother Amin do his moderation. Please, it's not respectful.
Go ahead.
Right.
We're typing in general chat now.
Right.
Or general. Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to speak? Who wants to speak? Do you want to speak?
There's a list.
It's supposed to be Peter, and then it's supposed to be Saeed, because Saeed was first, but then he gave his.
Peter, 2 minutes. Go ahead.
And then Saeed.
AAA. I mean, AAA is after.
I tried multiple
Peter,
times.
it's Peter.
Just scroll up.
I know, but just add me to the list, because I tagged you several times.
Scroll up and see the list.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's Peter and then Saeed. Okay.
Can you tell who else after Saeed? Because I think I also added.
It's AAA.
You and then me
right.
after that. Yes. But I asked if I can be put on after AAA to you.
Right, write the list. Oh.
You got 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, so look, Navid is making this claim like, oh, Peter didn't reach out, Peter didn't do anything. What he fails to tell you is we spent about 5 hours that day on his birthday, and we were talking, and we had a really good heart-to-heart. And I thought it's like, okay, maybe in essence it's like there's something salvageable here. This is literally as Navid is trying to secure the keys to this server, okay? And he's telling me, he's like, yeah, this is good. We're making progress, and we're talking about the situation regarding my masjid. I say, yeah, you're right in the sense where we should have, more of an effort. But realistically, it's like, look, it's a cost benefit analysis. How much time I want to spend there versus how much time I want to spend. He was 100% on board. There was no anger, no nothing. He wasn't saying, hey, let's have this heart to heart. You need to have this firm stance. So he's in his face value being very nice, saying, yeah, okay, I think this is a good thing. I think it's heading in a good direction and whatnot. Then,
I didn't say that. I never said it's heading in a good direction. I never said that.
Hey,
I never said that.
You gotta read your turn.
Yeah, my 2 minutes.
You don't let him.
Please add time, please.
I need more time, brother.
Yeah,
right.
That's
unfair.
15 more seconds.
Right? He can't. It's the thing is, this is the problem. He thinks the rules don't apply to him. We had a good heart to heart, right? He's upset that I said, look, I can't, like, the big reason I wouldn't move to Utah was because he's so contentious, right? And it's true. I think that he's a hypocrite. That's the fact. I have a problem being in a community where you're in with someone like that who just doesn't have a wrong belief, but their attitude is just horrendous. I can't imagine bringing a family or, additional people in that face-to-face place. So regarding this aspect of him stepping down, yeah, I said it in the text channels, but then I also said it in Submitter VC. Then my role got removed as an insider, and then it got moved to VC1, and I said it there.
Why
I
didn't
said
you
it in
DM?
text.
Why didn't
Let
you
me finish.
DM?
Let me
Wait,
finish.
you're not
Oh,
finished.
okay.
He's not
I need
finished,
my
man.
2
Let him
minutes back.
finish.
Please add more
Look,
time.
this is the whole thing. He doesn't like the truth. He wants to bully his way to change the narrative. That's what he was trying to do on Sunday, and it backfired in his face. Because the more he was pushing this point regarding don't pray behind the hypocrites, he was digging his own grave. He got totally sidelined by this because he didn't realize how many people thought he was a hypocrite, and yet they didn't think that, hey, this meant that you can't pray behind them. So because of that, he just had a meltdown, right? So when I put that into the text channel, he kicked me out of the text channel.
Make
Then
a
I'm in the
statement.
VC.
You're almost done time.
Okay, so I'm in the VC. I make the exact same statement. I say, look, AAA, because he's on Hoshi's account, AAA, Justin, and myself do not believe Navid is fit for admin. He needs to step down. And then we got, and same thing that Said needs to give the keys away to someone else because he's not capable with that responsibility. I lose my insider status. I go to VC1. We have the same conversation there. And as he's getting, in essence, everyone's realizing what a tyrant they're being, right? That they're basically operating in a tyrannical method. He mutes me for 7 days, times me out for 7 days. And then
All right,
he's
your time
acting
is
with
up.
plausible deniability that he didn't do any of this. It was a malfunction. It's nonsense.
No, there was no malfunction of timing out. That was deliberate.
Next
You
person,
want to put?
please.
You want
Okay,
me to
it's my
put
turn.
anyone on time?
Yes.
Turn? All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
So
Said's
now
turn,
it's
actually. Go
Abdullah, I
ahead, Said.
believe. Right?
Oh,
Okay,
Abdullah,
can
then
we
Said.
just
Go
get the
ahead.
list, brother? What's
No,
the
no,
list? Can you
so
just type the list
Said
out
now.
in the
Said,
general chat?
it's Said.
Can you put it
General?
in the chat of this VC
Yeah,
one?
look,
I
brother,
can't.
it's
I physically can't. Can you just
Where
put
are
it in
you
general
putting
chat?
it?
'Cause that's where
I'll
everyone's
grab it for
talking,
you.
brother.
I'll get it for you.
It,
I'll
Yeah,
get
it,
it for
okay.
it
you.
was posted in the
Said,
lounge anyway.
Okay, whose
it's
turn
now.
is it?
Wait, can you
Said,
guys
Said,
can you guys go to
Said.
general chat for talking because we can't switch between two chats and a
Yes,
lot of
brother.
us can't
Yes, yes.
talk.
But we are
You
in
guys
general.
just
We
need
are
to
in
drop.
general.
You guys
Brother
just need to drop.
Amin, okay, go to general chat.
General chat.
Everyone go to general chat because some people are not able to talk in the VC1 dash chat right now.
Where's the general chat?
Tagged you, bro.
It's
Sorry, I mean, are
below all
you
the
getting?
channels. You go
Are
below
you,
the
are you getting your
channels.
bearings?
It's in the top level label is public
Tommy just
chat.
tagged you. You should
General,
see
yeah.
it now. Yeah.
So below Turkey, below all the
Yeah.
multilingual voice channels.
Just general
Below
chat.
VC
Is what we're
okay.
doing now.
VC.
I'm gonna type the order. It's Saeed and is it Abdullah and me or someone else and or is it
No,
Naveed?
I'm
How do you say
after.
it?
I'm
Said, you,
after.
and then me. Said, you, and then me, and then Naveed, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yes.
Can I
So
make
me,
a
I'm after.
recommendation
Are you?
real quick?
Are you? Hold on. Are you? I mean, are you in general now?
No, I can't. I don't know how to get there. I mean,
I'm gonna tag
actual
you
general
again.
text, but I'm
Yeah,
there.
that's it. That's where it
I'm in
is.
the
General
text. Yeah,
text.
that's it.
Also, can you maybe decrease the slow down timer a little bit because 5 seconds is a little bit heavy for us right now.
No, that's good. 5 seconds is good. You can wait 5
5
seconds.
seconds is good, bro. What do you
5
mean?
seconds is
You want
very
to send
low.
how many messages in 5 seconds?
Yeah, just write out your message and send a message. Why do you need to send 5 messages in 5 seconds?
Some people are talking a lot quicker than I am.
Yeah, so
All
just
right, go ahead.
answer them.
All right, let's just Abdullah, go ahead.
No,
No, it's
it's me,
Said.
bro.
It's Said.
Said,
Said.
brother. It's Said, brother.
Hey, go ahead.
Is it my turn? Are you starting the timer?
Yeah, yes, I'm starting a time. Go ahead.
Look,
Let me know
let
who
me.
wants added to the list. I'm keeping track of a list, God willing. I got Saeed, Amro, Abdullah, Naveed. All right. Is that fine? Is that the list right now? Anyone want to be added?
I thought Peter said to add himself at the back. No,
All right,
maybe not. Maybe
I'll
the
add
other
him to the
one.
back. All right, God
Can we
willing.
make it to
Okay,
where
I don't-
people can respond to other people talking?
That's fair.
'Cause
That's fair. There's a lot of information going on, but I don't know how to
That's why I
moderate
didn't
that.
want moderation. That's why I didn't
Go
want
ahead,
moderation.
Saeed. You want to
Okay,
start?
I wanted to correct several statements by Peter and AAA, but I haven't had a chance.
I
And
feel like the format of this discussion
on.
is not as productive as it could be.
We
Can
can
we,
do
yeah,
this.
but
That's
I
the
may
issue with
propose
moderation,
something.
though.
I may propose something. How about we have like I don't know, an investigator or something be the one asking individuals certain questions, and then
Yeah, I
they
like
they cut off when the answers when the answer to their opinion is like good. So have a neutral arbiter of asking questions to individuals, getting the story straight.
Yeah, I'd prefer someone neutral here, though.
yeah, so I
Not
mean,
someone who's on the
just
side.
let
Yeah.
Said speak. We'll just keep going, and then we can adjust it as we
Yeah,
go.
we'll open up the
Go
discussion
ahead,
after
Said.
that.
It's your turn.
can,
All right, Saeed.
Try to
can,
limit
can,
other people talking, please. Go ahead, Said.
You're not talking.
Said, we cannot hear you. Are you gonna talk?
Oh, sorry. Is it my time starting
Yes,
now?
it's your
Yeah.
turn. Go ahead.
Thank you, God willing. So, first and foremost, I just want to make this like very simple, right? For me, it's a very logical situation. Okay, this happened immediately after they started calling Naveed a hypocrite. Right, this happened throughout. Amar called him a hypocrite. Peter wrote a whole article saying, "Yeah, biff for thee, not for me," and all this, whatever. And so, at a minimum, I knew two of them labeled him as a hypocrite. Now, for me, I have one of two options. One, either to identify him as a hypocrite or identify them as a hypocrite. It's binary, right? Either you're going to hell or you're not going to hell. Now, for me, Naveed has been truthful. Right? I've been engaged in literally every single one of these discussions. And I found that Peter has been deceitful. I had a 3-hour conversation with Peter. And I asked him, look, Peter, all I want from you, right? You're literally the most beloved person to me. Out of everyone here, I like him the most. And I said to him, look, all I want from you is a simple, I don't know, statement saying, look, I promise you I am handling my community. Or some form of action, right? Then I would have been fine. I trust you. It would have been enough. It was the same statement that Elham made in one of the chats. He said, oh, you guys aren't here. You don't know, right? Trust me. I know what I'm doing. So words to that effect. And I was like, fine. That would have been enough. But instead, what he did was, oh, I've only got 30 seconds. I'll rescind that point because I've only got the 30 seconds. So I'll make the statement that I really want to make. I can only obey a believer. And that believer, to my eyes, is Naveed. The only way you will get this server back, right, short of God, literally divine intervention, is if you convince Naveed for me to step down. And if you convince Naveed to do so, I will step down. I will do whatever you wish. Whatever Naveed commands me to do, I will do. God willing. That's my time.
Are you done? Okay. Who's
Praise
next?
God. Me, I'm next. God, praise
All
God.
right.
Look, it's very simple. That is not how this works. All right. The devs answer to the admins, regardless of the admin status of their minds. All right. This is server rules. It protects everybody. All right. If one admin deviates, the other 3 admins take over. Right. If 2 admins are compromised, that's it. You can't circumvent the server rules to claim, oh, it's a war, it's martial law. That is not a thing here. All right. If Justin, Peter, and I woke up the next morning all worshiping Jesus, Naveed's like, all right, well, hey, look, I'm not going to circumvent server rules. Here you go. I'm out of here. That's it. You don't become a tyrant and say, oh, hey, you know what? I know this isn't really part of the deal, but I'm going to just take the keys and apply a regime. No, you don't. All right, we have the receipts. We have proof that they're the ones instigating the things. Now, Naveed, he wanted to take striving against the hypocrites into you cannot pray behind them. This is a prohibition not specifically stated in the Quran. Chapter 5, verse 3 has a footnote. All prohibitions must be specifically in the Quran. Specifically. Otherwise, it must be considered lawful. This is in the footnote of 5:3. Right? There's no footnote. There's no verse that says you cannot pray behind a hypocrite. So yeah, I disagreed with Naveed. Plus, I had believed Naveed was a hypocrite for a very long time. But I had hoped I could enlighten him. I had mobilized it with him in the cause of God. Chapter 4, verse 88, 89. When Naveed wanted to do what he did to Peter, he's basically telling me, hey, Amr, would you pray behind me? I was like, I would, but you're telling me I shouldn't. You're telling me I should unmask you in front of the community so you don't have a platform to speak. This is what Peter did to Naveed was exactly what Naveed demanded Peter do. He exposed him in front of the crowd and brought the truth to light. Because you could be a hypocrite completely in behavior and have all the correct theological understandings. But it doesn't matter because he says what he does not do. We tell him to do not commit evil. He says, but I am righteous. I will not
Thank you.
give
Time is running
the
up.
servant to hypocrites. Thank you. God bless. Peace.
Thank you.
Add me to the list again.
All right, who's next?
It's Abdullah. Is it not Abdullah?
Abdullah.
Is it me?
Yes,
Is it
it's
me?
Abdullah.
Yes, it is. It's
Okay.
Abdullah followed by Naveed, then Peter, and then Amr
Okay.
again.
Oh, praise God, praise God. Okay, so the issue with the praying behind the hypocrites thing. This was a much more like a this issue. Actually, funny enough, probably would have came up more than a few times in this server, but was probably easily avoided just because we ourselves as submitters probably didn't have the best understanding on it. But the supporting the hypocrites, so our understanding of hypocrites just got better and better on this server as the more we confronted, especially with what happened in 2024, early 2024 and late 2023. With the first hypocrite sort of uprising that happened here, and then them dropping out, creating their own server. A lot of similarities are happening in that sense too. Like right now, what's going on, but same thing then, right? We learned that when it comes to hypocrites, it is not something that we have to treat as basically like we be friendly with them until they're not friendly with us, right? Funny enough, 488 itself, the position it does so Peter's article talks about 488, and he takes a certain part of it out of context. So if everyone, I don't know if everyone's looking at 488 or not at the moment, but I will show you guys in the chat, in general chat. God willing. So I'll know. Why should you divide yourselves into two groups regarding hypocrites among you? God is the one who condemned them because of their own behavior. Do you want to guide those who are sent astray by God? Whoever. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. That's right. 489. I'm so sorry. Yes, correct. They wish that you disbelieve as they have disbelieved. When you become equal, do not consider them friends unless they mobilize along with you in the cause of God. Look, I mean, even if this, right? So do not consider them friends unless they mobilize along with you in the cause of God. So the default position, funny enough, I actually learned this today, is the default position is not friends. The default position is not friends. But unless they mobilize along with you in the cause of God, then you can consider them friends, right? So again, this was taken out of context. The way that Peter was actually using this verse was that we are supposed to automatically be in a position of being friendly with them. So again, funny enough,
it's almost over.
Almost over, no problem. So read the verse again. Okay, do not consider them friends unless they mobilize along with you in the cause of God. Meaning, only when they become this, because already the commandment is given that you cannot befriend the hypocrite. Do not extend friendship towards it. That's it. Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
I'm starting off with a verse. I think I you got from say the rejected 33:48. Do not obey the disbelievers and the hypocrites. Disregard the insults and put your trust in God. God suffices as an advocate. Saeed is saying, I cannot obey hypocrites. Okay? If he views you as a hypocrite and you're forcing him to obey you, he would be sinning. He can't. Even if you're saying it's a fantastic policy, this is wonderful, this is excellent, right? It doesn't matter. The server policies or whatever doesn't go above God's law. God's law is the highest law. And if he's saying, if I obey AAA or Peter, whom are hypocrites, I would be sinning in the eyes of God. That's more important to me than any Discord policy or whatever you guys previously assigned, which he wasn't even part of. That's number one. Number two, this whole idea, if three admins were Christians, and AAA saying, okay, we just give up the server and walk away, that's just a completely different theological difference there. I don't know how many of you agree with this policy, but it's ludicrous to me. It doesn't even have to be three. He's saying if two Sunday Shield members infiltrated the ranks, they just get to have the server unless we convince them to leave. No, that's not how this works. Okay? That's not how this works. We have to restore order and fight for God under all circumstances. And so, under their rule, hypocrisy will be promoted on the server. We won't tolerate that. We will not have it. I'm against it. Saeed is against it. Abdullah is against it. If we hand over this server, it would be run by hypocrites, and they'll be promoting false doctrines. Now, Peter's being slippery about this. I don't want him to pull the wool over your eyes. He's saying, no, we just had a difference in understanding. No, my friend, instead of coming to me, we were going to have a conversation with you. You could have came and called Raid many times. You could have called me directly
Time's
many
up.
times.
Yes.
But
Wrap
let
it
me
up.
finish my sentence. Instead, you decided to publicly attack me on a personal level, avoiding the topic because you knew that your community would be called out and identified after research as a hypocrite community. We're not going to
Well,
give this
that's one
server to
sentence.
the hypocrites.
All right, your time is
Yep.
up. Thank you. Next. Who's next?
Peter, followed by Amr, and then myself,
Go ahead,
and then
Peter.
Abdullah.
The issue that Navid has is that he sees the speck, in his brother's eye. He doesn't see the beam that it's in his own eyes. Right? He wants to make this false equivalency, right? That's the reason he has to use this comparison to Sunnah Shield. We're not Sunnah Shield. We're submitters who follow the Quran alone, worship God alone, who basically came to realize that his understanding regarding this topic is wrong and his behavior is hypocritical. He basically thinks he can be a tyrant. God tells us that's the trait of the worst disbelievers. 476, those who believe are fighting for the cause of God, while those who disbelieve are fighting for the cause of tyranny. That's what he wants. He wants unilateral control to dictate who is a submitter and who's not. It says, therefore you shall fight the devil's allies, the devil's power is nil. 49.9. If a group of believers, let's assume that they're believers, right, is fighting another group, if you don't know, you're neutral, it's your duty to fight the aggressing group until God's laws are established. These people think that God's laws don't apply to them. Look at Surah 60, verse 8 and 9. Surah 60, verse 8 and 9 tells us the laws regarding how to deal with the unbelievers. It says God does not enjoin you from befriending those who do not fight you because of religion, do not evict you from your homes, and do not band together with others to banish you. This is exactly what they did. They fought us because of our religious understanding that we thought, yes, you are behaving as a hypocrite. They evicted us from our home. This is my home. This is my home base. I developed this server just as much as Navi did. And they banded together with others to banish us, the believers. This is the very people that God warns us about. Yet he wants to say, AAA muted Miss P, as if these are two comparisons. Look at the example in 2217, right? It says fighting may be during the sacred months is prohibited. Those who attack you, that's a worse sacrilege. You know, what they're doing is exponentially worse. It's not even comparison. That's a reason they have to resort to such absurd comparisons to Sunnah Shield coming in. These are people who look at
is up. Wrap it up.
and they say, look, you are wrong, my friend. And rather than being reflective, they project, they gaslight.
Thank you. Your time is up. Next.
Sorry, before you go,
Can you add,
I have
can
to
you
step
add me on the
away.
list? Can you add me on the
Sure.
list?
Done.
Who's striking
I
their
think is it me or Bruno next?
Before it says Amr.
It's you, Amber.
I think Bruno
AAA,
is
it's you.
keeping a good tally. So if I want to, I'll just let him moderate, right? I have to step away.
No.
And,
I'm just do one task. Go ahead.
oh, okay, thanks. So I have to step away. I
Okay,
won't
who's on the
speak
list
while
right
you-
now? Sorry.
I think I'm next right now.
That's right.
Like
Yeah,
that.
look, it's very simple, guys. You have to honor
Wait,
your
hold
oath.
on.
What's up? Go ahead. What's going on?
I have to
Hold on,
go.
one second.
I have to
Yes,
go.
go.
I just wanted to make a statement, okay? I've made my statement and I'm truthful with my promise, okay? When I said to whoever muted Naveed for half an hour, I didn't even know Abdullah was being muted. I said, when I find out, God willing, I will ban you. And I banned Elham. If
And
I
it
had my
was
way,
my mercy that unbanned him. Shame on you, Elham. I've only
Oh,
shown you
you
kindness
mean
and
God's
care.
I would-
mercy, man?
What is this?
Wow,
Moderator.
dude, the
Oh,
ego
Moderator, we
on
have
him.
a here.
I would not have.
Moderation.
Who's been
If I had,
banned? Who's been banned? There's nobody banned.
I was
There's
banned. Well, I
nobody
was
Let him
banned.
speak before he leaves.
Are you gonna just
Why are you
take
doing this on
brother
purpose?
Naveed, let
Mr.
me speak. So again, I was not in favor of Elham being banned, right? This guy is vile. Fine,
No, he was banned.
fine.
All right.
Now, yeah, I banned him. I told you. I
For
made a
less than
promise.
24
I
hours.
asked.
Doesn't
I
matter. You
asked.
banned
Let
him.
him speak. You're
Yeah,
breaking
I
because
rules.
he's sabotaging the
It's not even
server.
his turn.
Pay
Yeah.
attention, please. I asked the question to everyone. Whoever's muting Naveed persistently, if God lets me find you out, I will ban you, right? You have your chance to express that now. Khidr had the decency and honesty to say, you know, this is something that I can do as well. I don't know why, right? Justin said maybe God is muting you. Elham said, oh, only developer can mute, right? So clearly, maybe Saeed is muting you. They were lying. And no one fessed up. No one said we did it. And when I checked the logs, I could see Elham repeatedly muting Naveed. And guess what? I was true to my word. I banned him. Right? If I promise you now that I will ban Elham, I guarantee you I will ban Elham. Right? So this is my promise to you, and it's a very simple one. And it's the only thing you need to listen to, the only statement I need to make. If you can convince Naveed for me to step down, and I don't know, let's say, well, I won't give you my bot because that's my code, so you have to get Sarim or whatever, but I'll hand over all the keys. Whatever you want, I'll give it to whomever you want. That's not a problem. Only if you can convince Naveed.
Why is
Otherwise,
Naveed
I will
God
not
or
obey you.
something?
Naveed's
No,
become
no,
his
no.
god at this point.
Listen.
Okay. Do we keep going? Do we go
Why
back
are
to
we
the queue?
taking this path? Like,
Forget
where's
about the
this coming
emotional,
from?
forget
Is
about the
he the
slander, the
messenger? We
attacks.
have to obey and hear and
No,
obey to
chill,
him?
There's a queue. There's a queue.
chill.
Go ahead.
I'm simply making this statement, right? I
But
don't
the
care.
statement is a trouble statement, brother. I mean, you're making a statement that
I
Naveed is a god.
understand.
You
If he
understand?
believes, hold
Are
on,
you
hold on, hold on.
idolizing
If hold on,
Okay,
I
You
want to
we're
ask
going back
idolize
to the
Amin.
Naveed,
queue.
I
man.
want to ask. I
Now
want to ask Amin. I
we're
want to ask
breaking the
Amin a
rules,
question.
guys. No question. Hold on. Saeed was gonna say a statement, which I assume is to be limited to 2 minutes, and then we were to move on with the queue. That's
I don't
it,
think it was
right?
Saeed's turn, honestly, though.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
his
it was
turn.
grace.
Guys, you don't
No,
want to.
it was grace
hear
from
my
the
promise. That's
moderators and from
fine.
everyone here, right?
You don't want to hear my promise. That's fine. I have to go already. So you
Yes,
won't even
please.
know what my
You
ultimatum is.
you don't follow server
That's
rules. It
fine.
Let
You know
doesn't
what?
matter.
Whatever.
You
let him
break
give
your
his
oath.
ultimatum.
All right.
It
Let
doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Bro,
stop
let him give his
interrupting.
ultimatum.
Move
brother,
along.
but
Go
seriously, I'm
ahead.
gonna start
Next.
being.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Said.
player. I
Listen,
think
I
you
haven't
made
got,
a
I haven't got
statement.
much time. I haven't got much time. It's a promise to you. I'm just telling you that I keep my
We
word.
don't like to hear. Like,
If
why are you making this?
What are you
I mean,
Brother,
doing?
stop,
We just
brother,
agreed
I
on
mean,
the
stop,
task
please.
and you're interrupting him. Why are you doing that?
stop
Stop. He
talking.
has to go, please. This is
It's not his turn because he's not his turn.
brother. It's
I
his
don't
turn, brother. He
care.
said he has
He's
to leave.
the.
Bro, I have to go. What do you
He
want?
has to
You don't want me
leave.
to speak.
Stop.
Fine, I go. Bye.
Why are you doing
Nice.
this?
I've been asking to be added to the list.
No,
How
see,
come I'm not
Okay,
because
being
I
who is
have
added?
to
that?
be fair.
It's Amir's
I
turn.
put
Who's
your
asking to
name
be
on.
added?
I don't
Yeah,
care if you have
I
to
was
go.
already
Then
on.
go.
Bro,
Yeah.
Who gave
Man,
the
I
guy
have to have an
Why are
order.
you
people,
doing
People
that?
have to be in order.
gave the guy
They
authority
put their name
to
down.
have the last
All right,
word.
all right, all right. Enough, enough,
I've
enough.
been
I'm,
writing in the
Being
chat.
righteous
Nobody's
and
saying
fair.
Why is
anything.
Ahmed, it's your turn.
everyone
Ahmed,
muted?
it's your
Why
turn,
is
bro. You
everyone
got 2
muted?
minutes. Who's muted? What?
Hey, go ahead. It's your turn.
Ahmed, it's your turn. 2 minutes, brother. Keep
Someone
count,
muted
brother. I mean,
AAA.
Unmute
okay,
AAA.
okay. Well,
Lovely.
I
Abuse
just
the power.
unmuted him.
Love it. Yeah, very good. Very good. It's
I
fine.
just unmuted you.
It's so simple. After we were removed as admin, okay, why was I timed out? Why was I server muted? What did I do after I had to sit through my 1 hour of timeout that Saeed abused, and then after I got out, Naveed was like, "Oh, don't talk over me. Timeout. Server mutes." Okay, so you were timing out and server muting other submitters. Oh no, he's a hypocrite. So I can do whatever I want to him. How dangerous is this? Saeed says, "Hey, if Naveed tells me to pass the keys, then I'll pass the keys." Wait a second. Naveed's telling me to pass the keys. He's a hypocrite. I cannot obey hypocrites. The admin Naveed. Now I'm the dictator of the server. This is the logic in his head, right? If Naveed becomes a hypocrite in his eyes, now I can't obey Naveed. I must now take unilateral control over the server. This is the community server. Follows community laws. All right. You declared martial law. This means this is now a war. This is what you declare. You declared a war. None of us declared war. None of us declared martial law. I timed out a single person because I believed she was going overboard with personal attacks, something you have done to many submitters before. You've server muted before. You've jailed submitters before. And we never timed you out. We had to hold admin meetings for this because there were rules to uphold. Even though I believed you were a hypocrite, right? I still abide by the treaties in the server. We're not going to kick Muhammad out just because we believe he's not following Millat Ibrahim.
Is anyone timing
I mean,
this?
Yes,
okay,
I
Or
fine.
am.
he's going without
Yeah,
timing?
okay. Can you add some more time to me, brother? Look,
Give me 10 more seconds.
it's so simple. He wants to make
All
this
right.
an ideological issue of not praying behind hypocrites. It's irrelevant. First off, Rashad already said anything that is not specifically prohibited in the Quran must be considered lawful. We are allowed to mobilize in the cause of God. with hypocrites, and I'm allowed to obey them for the cause of God. I'm allowed to befriend them in the cause of God. I'm allowed to pray behind them in the cause of God. All right? Because if I cannot pray behind a hypocrite, we got the biggest one right here. And you're telling me I cannot pray behind him now. Right? A
Okay.
hypocrite is not just based off of
Hamza
ideology, it's
Mustan.
also based off behavior. You say what you do not do. You got one right here. No one can now pray behind him. Am I done, brother?
Yes.
I mean, have
Go.
you added me to the list? I've been asking for like maybe 20
I
minutes.
Yeah.
added you, brother.
You
I
are.
added you.
Thank you.
Can you
I'm
give
going
me
to add
the-
myself as well.
Where is this list? I can't find it.
General
In
chat,
general.
brother. General chat. Focus on general chat.
I'm in general chat, but I can't see it.
I'll
I
tag
just
you. I'll
posted
tag
it.
you.
Look for the point up emoji and the.
All right.
All right.
Who's
Peace
adding it?
and blessings be upon you. May I speak?
Is it your
Go,
turn?
brother.
All right. Here we go. Okay. First, a breath. Okay. My first invitation is that actually everyone here pray that this conversation be blessed. I think everyone would want that, even if we have differing opinions. So I hope you do that. The second thing is this notion of it's using this term Sunnah Shield, which is another organization, has nothing to do with anything going on. But what it does have, it has mental associations. Everyone here has a mental association with that. And so this is not anything to do with Sunnah Shield. So while there was there was a conversation back in the day about Sunnah Shield, this, that, it doesn't change that. Do not equate this with Sunnah Shield. That is in bad faith. That is, and if you didn't know that, now you do. That it is bad faith mental association. It is a manipulation. And if you didn't know that, that's okay. But now you do. So I challenge you to use better wording that may God be pleased with. More actual real wording that actually fits. My final point is regarding the muting of Naveed, after the quote chaos happened, after the quote martial law happened. If you keep that in context, that is a guerrilla warfare tactic, right? Because if you're now seeing that an aggressing party is imposing martial law, then people get creative in how they fight that oppression, because that was a crushing of dissent. Okay, so that you can chalk it up to a guerrilla warfare tactic. How proper is it? There might be a little bit of it might be 90% proper. I don't know, but regardless, you can't just dismiss it as something like evil or manipulative. It was a guerrilla warfare tactic in the context of a crushing of dissent by an aggressing party. Thank you. And let me see who's next.
Within your time. Next is Abdullah.
Yes.
Do you have me on the list? I mean,
Okay.
Yes, I do have.
Oh yes,
Okay.
Abdullah
All right,
Naveed.
so- Yeah, look, this there's a bigger thing here. Like, if you could understand, all right, try to look at it from our perspective a little bit, if you guys, rather than looking at it as some sort of coup, takeover, tyranny, whatnot. But please, just for a second, try thinking of it this way, because even you guys would understand this as submitters, right? We should already be aware that the most severe, serious, and most realistic threat that we ever will have is hypocrites. Now, if this server was to fall in the hands of Sunnah Shield, that would still be better than it falling into the hands of the hypocrites, because that itself, forget about us, me, Naveed, Peter, Triple A, forget about all these people and like them in their role in the server, just for a second, but for the sake of like for the sake of the cause of God, right? For the sake of truth, the hypocrites are the most dangerous, right? God gives them their own category. In chapter 2, you've got the believers, the disbelievers, and then you've got the hypocrites. They have their own category from how bad they are. That's why they deserve the lowest pit of hell. But technically, Satan was a hypocrite too, because he thought he knew better than God, and he's open about it. At least the hypocrites come under the guise that they're not truthful. They don't show themselves to you. So it's different. They can convince you that they're submitters. Just like what we have with the other server, the issue that we had there. People saying, okay, well, they're calling themselves submitters. You guys are calling yourselves submitters, but he's all different, right? He's all divided. Like here, so like I said, please focus on it. If Sunnah Shield was to take control of this server, that's still better than if hypocrites were to take control of this server. So any action that was taken, like you guys are sort of like, mocking this and thinking that it's like some sort of like childish thing where it's like, oh, mute and ban and kick people out and time people out. No, there's something very important here. This server was, compromised for a while now, and it's an issue that we hadn't seen until now. That's just what it is, and now we're here. God is doing everything. None of us do anything.
Your time is up.
Right? Go ahead. I'm done.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make clear, we didn't take plans to get over. Even when Elham asked me on Saturday and Sunday, he said, "What are you guys going to do?" I said, "We haven't decided yet. We're still consulting." And I said, "I have to," and that was a truthful answer. Even after Peter's attack on Sunday, Said asked me, "What do we want to do?" I said, "We're not going to do anything for now. There's nothing. There was no plans to take over the server. Okay, the server, the restoring of order on Monday morning was not a planned event. It erupted into chaos, and that was a result of that. It was not a planned event. There was no coup. There was none of this. However, now that everything, the dust is settled and we see everything, we're in a conundrum because we view these guys as enemies of God. You're saying Sunni Shield, in my calculation, they're worse than Sunni Shield. And AAA's only defense is, hey, if there's 3 Christians on the admin team, you have to just walk away. We don't believe this. We believe that if any way the server is compromised, in any way, we cannot hand over the keys to disbelievers. And you have to convince us that they're not disbelievers. That's the only way this is going to work in any other way. We're not going to hand over the server to disbelievers, okay? So I want you to put yourself in our shoes, right? In our shoes. It says, don't obey the hypocrites and don't support them. And in my calculation, this server is the last bastion of submission in the world. I mean, obviously, everyone affiliated with this, right? There's different communities, for example, Dubai, whatever. But this is the central hub. If we did this and we handed over the server as they want to the disbelievers, to the hypocrites, to the enemies of God, that would be a massive, massive W for Satan. We're not going to cooperate with that. Said won't, I don't even know how to do these coding things or any of the server stuff.
Your time
Said's
is
the
up.
one's calling the shots. So to answer Peter's Triple question, what should Said do? Said should definitely not disobey the verse that says don't obey the hypocrites. That's the bottom line. You have to change our minds. That's the only way this is going to happen. And it's not going to be dictatorship. We don't ban people. We're not going to do any of that.
Okay, moderator.
Right?
Your time is up.
All right.
And it's
All right,
2:23 now. Thank you. Then it's Elham after. Go ahead, Elham.
Thank you very much, please. So, Navid, prior to the discussion, is already deciding. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, wonderful. So text messages, DMs, and whatnot show that Navid, prior to even the discussion, prior to the article, was already dividing and parting ways, seeing no way out. We already considered these people hypocrites. Already considered a bunch of us compromisers. He wants you to believe, he thinks you're naive enough to sit there and think, oh, it was never in my mind to take over the server and remove their admins. Meanwhile, his mentality is we can never compromise the server and hand it over to Sunni Shield, to disbelievers, to hypocrites. So think about that for a second. Prior to this discussion, he's going in with, these guys are hypocrites, these guys are worse than Sunni Shield, these guys are worse than Abu Lahab. You've all heard the rhetoric before many, many times. Before the articles even dropped. and then he's going to say, oh, look at that, guys. I didn't want it to. It just got out of control, etc., etc. And we told him, hey, don't take down Peter as admin. Don't make a big thing out of this. This is going to cause a lot of division. They know what's going on. They know what's going on. Abdullah's rhetoric, that's all he gives. It's just rhetoric. Oh, hey, guys, this is really important. These are hypocrites. We can't give things over to hypocrites. Wonderful. From our perspective, it's the same. Here's the difference. We honor the agreements that we have made for the foundations of the server. When we made this, when I used to be admin, even from back then, that was the agreement. You can't just boot out another admin. There's a verse about this in the Quran, and it's about those that say we do not have to be honest with the Gentiles. And God says be honest and equitable with everybody for the subheading. Secondly, Navid is innovating. Navid, Abdullah, and Said are creating innovation. They are prohibiting the prayer behind someone who prays the same way as you, who's a hypocrite. They're innovating this. God, in His infinite wisdom, His words don't run out. I'm just going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
The words don't run out says, don't even observe the funeral prayer. If God wanted to, he would have also, he prohibited the funeral prayer for the hypocrites. If he wanted to, he would have prohibited praying behind them while they're alive. They're innovating. Thank you.
There you go. Next is Peter. Go ahead.
So again, I'm going to hammer this point. It's funny that they can't address what's actually being discussed. They have to make this false equivalence to Sunnah Shield. Ooh, Sunnah Shield, it's so scary. It's like, okay, we're not Sunnah Shield. We're people that, again, you have consulted with for many, many years regarding religious understandings, things that you didn't understand that, God willing, I was able to help you, and same with you to me, right? We were brothers in that sense. Yet, when it came to this, you made the decision that despite your brothers telling you, hey, you're wrong on this, you have the misunderstanding, I don't know why you're twisting these verses, you made a unilateral decision to say, look, I am the last bastion of submission. I get to basically bypass God's own laws to establish justice. God is the one who sets the bounds, not you, my friend. But you had no authority. We had an agreement. You did not stick to the agreement. I did not break the agreement. You decided on your own to say, look, I am going to be dictator and I'm going to remove these other people. Yeah, you didn't push the button. The fact is, the second, we're not even talking 1 week, when you secured the server, all of a sudden, this is what utopia, according to Navid, looks like. It's pure just division, okay? In the Quran, 4:135, O you who believe, you shall be absolutely equitable and observe God when you serve as witnesses, even against yourselves or your parents or your relatives. Yet this guy doesn't want to take any accountability. Right? He only wants to stay to exact letter of the law and bypass the entire meaning of the law. You know, if he had a problem, yeah, he could have talked to me, and we did talk. But yet he still sabotaged this whole thing, not realizing that it was going to backfire in his face. Abdullah's read 488, and what's funny is, like, if you read 488, it tells you that basically God is unhappy with them. God is the one who condemned them because of their own what? Belief? No, behavior. God condemned them because of their own behavior. What we see here time and time again is horrendous, hypocritical, disbelieving behavior from someone who claims to be the front face of submission. This is not acceptable. God says these people, these are the ones you're permitted to fight against, and he's aggressing against believers. He's committing the tyrannical sin, and then he's accusing innocent people thereof.
Did you get me back on the am I on the list?
Let me see if you're on the list.
Yeah, I can add you after.
I got you, Navid. I'll add you right now.
I got you written down here.
Praise God. All right, so right now it's my turn.
Go ahead.
Yeah, look, it's very simple, right? Navid has timed out, server muted, jailed submitters countless times before, and he did it countless times after, in the middle of his coup. Right? That he's claiming this is breaking server rules. Fine, I'll steel man his position. Let's say it is breaking server rules. Server rules dictate when an admin abuses his authority, we hold an admin meeting. It doesn't matter how many of them you think are hypocrites or you know they're hypocrites. You follow the bylaws. Right? Rashad talks about Muhammad in Mecca. He was born to the strongest tribe in Mecca, where they had rules that protected him for years. Right? He suffered through persecution, but those rules and treaties protected him for a long time, until they could no longer honor their treaties, tried to banish him, and then started a war against him in the first place. This is 913. Right? They had done all this. Me timing out a singular person because she called a submitter a nasty, vile soul after she had done many personal attacks and whatnot, that is within my rights. And if it is abuse of power, Peter, Justin, and Navid meet to keep me in line. That is what it happens. Not, oh, hey, Navid says, it's war, get rid of all of them, Justin too, I don't know whose side he's on. That's what ended up happening. And as soon as I got timed out, as soon as Sayyid abuses power, of course the believers would unite against oppression. Of course they would tag everyone. Of course they would oppose Navid. This is what happens when the Sumerian tries to take over a group of believers. He has made his ego into an idol and wants everyone to worship it. This is what his mind inspired him to do. Right? It is now time for the believers to unite against oppression. Anyone who had doubts about Navid, congratulations. God made this easy and simple for you. Very simple. And not just Navid, he exposed a whole slew of hypocrites. Now, God has now informed us of who they are.
Time is up.
Praise be to God, Lord of the universe. Go ahead.
Can I, before Navi, can I, just
It's
say one
Abdullah next, I
statement?
believe.
Say one statement.
Yes.
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So,
Brother, I mean, you
if
go ahead.
if we don't have a live messenger, right? We don't have a live messenger. Do we have a messenger here in this room?
You don't have a miracle?
We don't have a messenger, right?
I'm still waiting for
Do we have a messenger in this room?
No, brother.
Well, the answer is no. Okay. So how did the believer make decisions? How did the community make decisions? Because people always can argue that someone is not a believer or a hypocrite, because this is easy to throw around, right? If we all call each other hypocrites and disbelievers, then how do we make decisions? The one who has the key and happens to be down in the luck, he gets to choose what to do with everyone else? Or if believe everyone else is a hypocrite, like this is, I mean, is God telling which one is true, which one isn't true? Otherwise, we have to either discuss, or what Quran is called, there's a surah about it. It's called consultation. You have to consult and come to a decision as a community, or as a member of, or at least those who are in charge has to do this, because God says they make decisions after due consultation, right? So, and then we know the best political system, unanimous consensus, is explaining. Isn't this server also a political system? It is a system that you decide about server. So if you make decisions unilaterally, you're not going by God's commandment, regardless of what you think the other person is. Go ahead, Navi.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I just wanted to
Wait,
say,
I think it's Abdullah. I think it's Abdullah's turn.
It's Abdullah's turn.
I think it's
Oh,
Abdullah's
okay.
turn.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
I'm after
Sorry.
Abdullah.
You're
Yeah, I think
after
you're after
Hoshi.
me, brother. Oh,
What?
okay, no.
No, I
No,
requested much
Navid.
No,
earlier.
you're
I
after
put
Hoshi.
Navid after Amir. Go ahead.
No, Naveed
Wait,
is
no,
so
no.
I
before me,
was,
after
yeah, I was
Hoshi.
It's
Naveed is
literally,
after.
I
Abdullah.
haven't,
Okay.
Listen,
I was literally after Amr, and then
brother.
Dude,
having
No,
made a
we have a
statement.
paper trail,
It's
brother.
we
We
like,
have
have
a
a paper
paper trail.
trail, Naveed. We have a paper
Wait,
trail.
let me
I
see.
mean,
It's
can you
Abdullah,
check?
then it's Hoshi, then it's you, then it's me, then Alham, then Peter.
Wait, are you and Peter before
Compare
me,
that.
Bruno?
Hold on. You
What is
got,
it?
I think
can you,
Navid is before Hoshi. Maybe Navid is
No.
before Hoshi.
can
Look,
you,
Go ahead.
guys,
No,
there's a paper trail. Let's
no,
go all the
paper
way
trail.
up.
Can you check,
Okay.
please?
No,
I'm
it is,
not
guys.
keeping
Okay,
track
hold
of
on.
I
time.
wrote it
I'm
down,
checking
but
now.
it
I'm
might have
checking
been
now.
Hoshi
I'm
has
checking now,
mentioned
brothers.
to add her
Just
name. I
scroll
missed
up
it.
and find
Yes,
it.
yes, yes,
Just
brother.
scroll up
One
and find
job
Brother,
it.
is I'm
brother,
Yeah,
I'm
I
checking it
see.
now.
I want
I'm
to talk.
checking it
We
now.
need a
I'm
space for
checking it now.
silence. Let's keep it going, please.
Yes, I'm checking it
Yeah,
now.
that's
It's me.
okay. That's
It's
correct.
me.
Hoshi, go
Hoshi.
ahead.
Brother, 1 second. No. I'm checking it right now, brother. Please, 1 second. It's me, Hoshi, Navid, Amro. That's it.
All right, go
Okay,
ahead,
so
Hoshi. Sorry.
okay. Yeah,
Sorry,
me, brother.
Abdullah is you,
Sorry,
right?
I'm on the list. I'm on the list.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
on the
brother.
list.
Okay, yes. All right, so first of all, just for brother Amin's comment earlier about the hypocrites and how do we identify them. Look, it's not about everyone as a hypocrite. Okay, like I mean, sure, we all maybe do carry some hypocritical like tendencies of, I'm gonna not eat chocolate today and eat healthy today, but we don't end up doing it, right? We maybe make promises we don't keep to ourselves, things like this. But I'm talking about proper hypocrisy in religion. People who the most simplest way to put it is those who disobey God and His messenger. Those who don't obey God or His messenger. Okay, you can tell them. Because anyway, once you have read the Quran and you see that certain
So
characteristics
I'm
that
gonna
have
start asking
47,
questions
30,
from between middle of the thing, because I want this to progress a little bit better. Because
okay,
everyone's talking over each other. Can I just quickly ask a question while you're talking? Can you
I
elaborate?
mean, yeah,
Can you
yeah,
elaborate on this topic of not praying? Is there a messenger may having a statement clearly that you shall not pray behind behind someone who's an hypocrite? And based on
no,
that, you're making
yeah,
this
okay,
conclusion, or this is infringing based on the
not at all,
verses that you see
not
in
at
the
all,
Quran?
not at all. So, no, I was addressing your comment about hypocrites and how can we tell them? 4730
No,
is
but we're
what I was
talking about this context, right?
no,
This
I'm
context of
aware,
dispute.
I'm aware.
Yeah, okay.
You just did
And
make a
link it to
comment about
this.
how,
Yeah.
brother, please. I know what I'm doing. Okay, just look. If it is what you're saying about how how can we even tell them, right? How do we even know he's a hypocrite? I'm just saying 4730 answers that, right?
Yeah.
God can expose them. He can expose them to you, or you can recognize them by the way that they talk. Okay, and generally the way that they talk is that they lie. They don't tell the truth. This is the most common thing about a hypocrite. They lie. Okay, so, but what I do want to actually do for my time, I didn't want to waste it too much. If I can get like a bit of time, I just want to read some verses for my time, if that's okay, because it's
Go ahead.
not too long. I'd say about maybe 15 verses, 20 verses, God willing. But yes, okay. So
Got about a minute. Go ahead.
I see refuge. God said to rejected. O you who believe, you shall obey God, and you shall obey the messenger and those in charge among you. If you dispute in any matter, you shall refer it to God and the messenger. If you do believe in God and the last day, this is better for you and provides you with the best solution. Have you noted those who claim that they believe in what was revealed to you and what was revealed before you, then uphold the unjust laws of their idols? They were commanded to reject such laws. Indeed, it is the devil's wish to lead them far astray. When they are told, come to what God has revealed, and to the messenger, you see the hypocrites shunning you completely. How will it be when a disaster hits them as a consequence of their own works? They will come to you and swear by God, our intentions were good and righteous. God is fully aware of their innermost intentions. You shall ignore them, enlighten them, and give them good advice that they may save their souls. Unquestioning submission, quality of the true believers. We did not send any messenger except to be obeyed in accordance with God's will. Had they, when they wronged their souls, come to you and prayed to God for forgiveness, and the messenger prayed for their forgiveness, they would have found God Redeemer most merciful. Never indeed by your Lord they are not believers unless they come to you to judge in their disputes. Then find no hesitation in their hearts whatsoever in accepting your judgment. They must submit a total submission. God's tests are never unreasonable. Had we decreed for them, you must offer your lives or give up your homes, they would have not done it, except for a few of them. Even if such a command was issued, they had done what they were commanded to do. Had they done what they were commanded to do, it would have been better for them and would prove the strength of their faith. And we would have granted them a great recompense, and we would have guided them in the right path. Equality of believers. Those who obey God and the messenger belong with those blessed by God, the prophets, the saints, the martyrs, and the righteous. These are the best company. Such is the blessing from God. God is the best knower. O you who believe, you shall remain alert and mobilize individuals or mobilize altogether. Surely there are those among you who would drag their feet. Then if a setback afflicts you, they would say, God has blessed me that I was not martyred with them. But if you attain a blessing from God, they will say, as if no friendship ever existed between you and them, I wish I was with them, so I could share in such a great victory. Those who readily fight in cause of God are those who forsake this world in favor for the hereafter. Whoever fights in the cause of God, then gets killed or attains victory, we will surely grant him a great recompense. Why should you not fight in the cause? The believers are fearless. Why should you not fight in the cause of God when weak men, women, and children are imploring? Our Lord, deliver us from this community whose people are oppressive, and be you our Lord and Master. Those who believe are fighting for the cause of God. How much time do I have?
How many more you got left?
I've only got a few more. I've only got a few more. Okay. Well,
I have a meeting. I'm sorry. Is it past the 2 minutes? I think it's fair for everyone to be
past
treated
2
the
minutes. I
same.
believe it is way past 2 minutes. So I don't know. Like you got your time. You read your verse. I prefer
Hoshi
that
has to
you read a
go.
verse. You at least talk about it so people can
If
understand.
Hoshi,
Reading
no worries.
Hoshi's
No
next
worries.
on the docket and she has
is
to
not
go,
really
the 2
helping.
minutes have passed. She
Yeah.
has to go. So she has to. We need to respect her spot.
Look,
Yeah,
Abdul,
go
just
ahead.
get on the
She's
list and
about to have to
recite the
go.
verses
It's her
again
time
after.
anyway.
All right? Yeah.
No,
Thank you,
all good,
Abdul.
Mr. Hoshi, go ahead.
Peace be upon everyone. May God facilitate me. English is not my first language. Peace. First and foremost, we're submitters. Submitters means that we submit to God. God in his infinite wisdom has left us with rules to assist each other when we are in times of need in our lives. Everybody keeps saying that 490 is not appropriate because it's of times of war. Well, the terms martial law and war has been applied to this situation right here. If we're in total submission to God, we won't act based upon suspicion. We would based upon knowing that we trust in God's control. It is easy to be a called a submitter and trusting in God with everything is under your pleasure, under your leisure. It is when we are tested that we really show if we're a true believer or not. A true believer would bow down to what God has decreed in the Quran. If I call you a hypocrite or you call me a hypocrite, you are well within your right to do so. However, God has dictated how we would treat each other. If the problem is that Peter called Navid a hypocrite, how many times have we not personally attacked each other here on this? And he will say, it is a scale, yet let us not forget who aggressed whom first, who timed out who. I have personally been aggressed by Navid, and a lot of us here have been personally attacked. Yet I've never seen him muted. I've never seen him timed out. I've never seen him kicked out. And first and foremost, I can attest here today that I heard when Saeed said, I don't trust you, Justin. I took your administrator role. That was not following on God's command. Justin had not aggressed at that point yet to be treated in such a way. So suspicion is sinful. If we're two
Please time
submitters,
this.
if
There's still
submission
time. She's
is
got
Let
5
him
minutes.
moderate.
if sub,
Take
I
that
mean,
time.
add a
Can
little
you
bit.
wrap it up, please, sister?
Yes, sir. If we're going to call ourselves submitters, it's not when it's convenient to us. It's when we need to uphold God's law equitably to everyone, even those that we call hypocrite, as dictated in the Quran, not as you see fit.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Is it my turn?
Naveed, go ahead.
Yeah, it's very simple, guys. Can I pay someone to do Juma for me? If I'm a woman in some city, Rose is in Salem, Oregon, can she pay someone to do Juma for her? No, because the guy's not a submitter. So the face of the person matters. So therefore, a hypocrite can't give a sermon. It's finished. No more discussion on this. It's over. 62:9 says, 62:9 says, oh, you who believe. The Juma is for believers. If you believe you could pay someone to do Juma for you, then you should. Go down to Home Depot, get a Mexican. Here's $50, 20 minutes of your time. Do these motions for me and say these words. And then you get your Juma. I believe that's prohibited because the requirement to be able to do a Juma is the person giving the khutbah has to be a submitter. And if you concede to that point, I really hope you do for your own sake, then that means the person has to be a submitter. They cannot be a hypocrite. It's done. Checkmate. It's done. There's nothing else to say. And so the people that are saying that we could pray, I've heard the craziest things of 20 years in submission. The Quranists we told were just mind blown. They're saying we could pray behind atheists, we could pray behind Buddhists, we could pray behind disbelievers. We could pray, but this is all nonsense. Can I pay someone to pray for me? No, I can't. Done. Simple. Okay. So this is
Brother,
not
can I
about.
add something to this?
Yeah, just pause my time if he's gonna ask me questions. Go ahead. Pause my time, please. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Wait. No. This isn't a QA. Asher, just wait. Let him finish.
I
Yeah.
just answered. It isn't a Q&A. I just wanted to add something.
No.
I didn't ask to
I'm
ask the
done.
question.
Go ahead, finish.
Just ask your question then.
No,
Just
it's a
answer if you have
question.
an answer.
Whose server
It
muted
is
him?
also based on righteousness, and the one who's leading the prayer, shouldn't he be righteous as well?
That's a different topic. The bottom line is, can you pay someone to do the prayer for you? So, for example, Rose, this Friday, her husband won't do Juma for her. So, can she go down to Home Depot and pay someone $50 to lead the Juma for her? Because Rashad says it's worth more than $10 million. So, is it worth her to invest $50 a week to get her Juma done? The answer is no, because the belief of the person leading the prayer matters. If the belief of the person matters, then it can't be a hypocrite. As simple as that. It's not that complicated. Okay? Now, me, Said, and others are prohibited from obeying hypocrites. As simple as that. And we're not going to do that.
The
But
time
I
is up.
want you to know. Are you sure? Did you add me the time that I lost from the
Yeah,
interruption?
I had another 10 seconds. But finish it. Finish your
Yeah, I mean,
sentence.
look, well, all you guys are going to hear from Amr and Peter are emotional and rhetorical arguments. At the end of the day, none of that stuff matters. You interrupt me, I get more time.
It's past your
Yeah.
time.
Your task for
He
time.
said,
Finish
Get
your
done.
sentence. Let him finish. Are you done
yeah.
with that
No,
sentence?
I wasn't done. I got interrupted
So
Sentences
by
take
finish the
forever.
sentence.
Look at the hubris and arrogance of the guy. He
Okay,
unmutes
Naveed,
he
finish your
unmutes to
sentence.
laugh to interrupt my time. That's wild.
I was unmuted. I did not unmute person. I was already
You shouldn't.
unmuted.
Yeah, you shouldn't interrupt me anyway.
All right,
Right?
finish your
I
Okay.
didn't know I was
sentence.
unmuted.
We're almost 3 minutes.
Okay.
Finish it.
Yeah. So bottom line is, none of these emotional or rhetorical comments are going to matter at the end of the day. You have to convince us that you're believers. Otherwise, you're disbelievers. And no one here in their right mind would give the server over to Sunnis, right? Or to Christians or to atheists. We see hypocrites as worse of these, and you should too, because the Quran says the hypocrites are in the lowest pit of hell. So unless you can
Thank you.
convince us, no matter what, we're not going to give it over to you.
All right, next. Who's next? Amro?
It's me.
No, I think
brother.
it's Bruno, and then
Me,
Elham,
it's
then
me.
Peter, then AAA.
Yeah,
Oh, you okay? I have to turn. Bruno?
So, peace. A couple things. One, I'm heading out, God willing. So, Brother Salami is now, unofficially in charge of the queue. So, look out for that. Actually, I really encourage quote both sides, people from both sides, just to be aware of the queue, be witness to it, so that if anyone gets confused and thinks they get, robbed of a slot, then people they trust can remind them. so that we can just completely avoid that kind of stuff. So please be on the lookout. If you want to be added, you can like at Brother Salami, and he can add a check mark emoji or something so that you can get some confirmation. So anyway, just please respect that and know that I am heading out. Then my other piece of info is, or a piece of opinion is, so it seems that okay, so right, even with hypocrites, and I do not think I do not conclude anyone's a hypocrite, but even if there were hypocrites, there are treaties that must be honored, right? And as a community, the server rules are a treaty, right? Something we all agree to, that we all adhere to. So at which point was that treaty broken, and by who, right? I think that's a big topic of conversation. And I think there's, now I'm seeing, at first I thought Brother Abdullah was saying that Miss P being muted was the catalyst, because that was the breaking of the rules, that was the breaking of the treaty. And now that that treaty is broken and no longer valid, we will not make a treaty with the hypocrites. And until today, that is, because now they're back on the server. That's generally what I'm hearing. But now I want to know, was the muting of Miss P the breaking of the social contract, the treaty that is this community? I think not. I think things happened before that broke the social contract.
Peter
No,
calling
I'm
a
talking.
hypocrite
I'm
was.
talking. No,
Tony,
he's
You get an extra
talking.
20 seconds.
Yeah, I need to leave. I'm just
An
telling you
extra
guys, I
30
need to
seconds, please.
leave.
Thank you.
I need to
Brother, why are you
leave.
speaking?
Okay, he
Why are
should
you
wait till the
speaking?
end of his turn, then tell you asking you to leave.
You'll give him
I
another 30
thought,
seconds.
All right.
And
You got
so
another
I
5
invite
seconds.
y'all,
Fine. Thanks.
I invite y'all to get to the bottom of that. When was the contract that is the server rules broken by who? Because that's a treaty. So regardless of Christian hypocrite, whatever you want to say, that contract is to be upheld, and believers are not to break it. So if that was broken by who you deem as a believer, that's wrong. And that's the first point of aggression. That's the first point of wrongdoing. And that's where this all starts. Not who is hypocrite or not, because we are to uphold contracts, treaties with hypocrites as well, right? And the server rules are a treaty. Peace.
All right. Thank you. Who's next?
So Naveed, you're gonna go. You want like 5 seconds to say something?
I think we should stick to the word.
Yeah, it's
All
my
right, you can
turn.
just go. Go ahead, brother. God's running everything,
I
right?
just wanted to point something out, like just very quickly. I think he had a good point. Just want to mention this: is that if you extend this, believers shall not obey the hypocrites, right? So if you go and you go to a university and there's a hypocrite teacher, and it says get out of the class, you are to stay in the class because you are not allowed to obey the hypocrites. We're talking about religious understanding and talking about their religious belief. If the hypocrites has a long understanding, we're not to obey them. This is thrown out of proportion completely, what it means to obey or disobey a hypocrite. Go ahead.
This is the 3-7 extricating a certain meaning out of a verse.
Yeah.
the Constitution.
You can't apply it in real life, but you can apply it in the server, right? Okay. All right, who's next?
It's Elham.
Go ahead, Elham. You're supposed to unmute if you're not. Elham, you there?
Elham, it's your turn, brother.
Someone had server muted me.
Again?
Which is cool.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, no, I agree with you. So here's the thing, right? You'll see that ISIS, the Taliban, all these, the Sunnah Shield, they say, hey, we don't have to follow these laws of the Quran, which tell us to be honest with all people, to honor our agreements, etc., be equitable. Why? Because these are kafirs. These are against us, enemies of God. They're the worst people in the world. Chapter 3, verse 75 says, be honest with all people. And it describes two people. One who will give you back, they can be trusted with a whole lot, they will give it back to you. Others among them cannot be trusted with a single dinar. They will not repay you unless you keep after them. That's exactly what's happening. He was trusted with the role of administration. Said was trusted with the role of developer, with the agreement that no one is going to oust anybody without a proper discussion. And now they are saying, oh, well, we don't have to. Why? Because you guys are not believers. And guess what they say in 375? That is because they say we do not have to be honest when dealing with the Gentiles. Thus, they attribute lies to God knowingly, and that's exactly what this party is doing. They're attributing lies to God. They are saying it is prohibited to pray behind a hypocrite. Meanwhile, God sets the laws for hypocrites. He goes to long extents to talk about hypocrites. Ignore, enlighten, give them good advice, inform them of a painful retribution, and do not pray. Do not pray the funeral prayer when they die. If God wanted to, He could have made a law prohibiting praying behind them while they were alive. But no, He says, don't pray at their grave while after they have gone. They're innovating, and they're using extremist textbook dictatorship tactics to silent dissent and remove all authority. Imagine I come, I take away all your guns and say, okay, now
Just time reminder, time's up. Please wrap it up.
Thank you. Imagine I go, I take away all your guns and I say, okay, now let's talk about whose land this is. No. That's not how it works. That's how a dictator operates. He's saying, hey, we can talk about things after we've stripped you of your admin and any other roles that give you any type of power to mute, unmute, anything whatsoever. And we're dishonoring all of our previous agreements. Why? Because in chapter 3, verse 75, we do not have to be honest in dealing with the hypocrites. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Who's next?
Yeah, what's funny is I want to this red herring, right? Coming up with these extreme scenarios.
Are you next, Peter?
Yeah, it's
or there's no more people. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
It's coming up with these extreme scenarios. Hey, what if you pay for someone for Jummah? Therefore, I don't have to obey my oaths. Like, what the heck is this? What kind of a level of argumentation is this? These two things are not comparable, right? One of them is saying that, hey, okay, let's go through the scenario of paying someone to lead Jummah. This is absurd. And the other one is saying, okay, therefore, I don't have to obey my oaths. Just comical. It's like, look, God in the Quran says the ones who break the oaths are the hypocrites. When all of a sudden, you have to be bound by your word. You say, oh, well, I don't want to uphold my oaths because I consider the other side hypocrites. This is trying to create loopholes around God's system. The only people who do this are hypocrites, right? The believers uphold their word. They uphold their oaths. We have rules. We have those rules for a purpose. If you don't like those rules, tough on you. You agreed to those rules. The rules were that, hey, if 3 admins vote out the 4th one, they're out. It's not, hey, if that 4th one turns around and says, you guys are all hypocrites, I'm taking over this server, I'm dictator. I'm sorry, that's not part of the rules, right? Because that's very easy. That's very convenient to basically just go wag your finger and say, okay, you're going to kick me out. Well, you guys are hypocrites and I don't have to follow the rules and I'm going to take over. Right? God has a system for a reason. This whole concept, oh, I don't have to obey hypocrites. Like, what do you mean? Like, if you have a treaty with someone and they didn't break that treaty, right? You can't go around that treaty. It's that simple. Like, always thinking that you're above the law. That's what a hypocrite does, right? That the laws don't apply to you. God is the one who sets the limits. If you're not happy with those limits and you set other limits and you have another God beside God, it's that simple. God says in the Quran in 652, it says, do not dismiss those who implore their Lord day and night. You are not responsible for their reckoning, nor are they responsible for your reckoning. And it says, if you dismiss them, you will be a transgressor. These guys have no problem falling into transgression. God is telling us, hey, hold people responsible for their behavior, their actions, their deeds, things that everyone can witness. We can all witness the tyranny. We all witness what happened. We're seeing how the system is working. Right? So we have to apply all of God's laws, not just the ones that are convenient.
Thank you. Who's next?
Me. Praise God.
Right.
Look, it's very simple. Would you not fight people who violated their treaties, tried to banish the messenger, and they were the ones who started the war in the first place? Are you afraid of them? God is the one you are supposed to fear if you are believers. Right? Navi does not fear God. Right? If you are a believer, you do not stand by while community rules are disregarded, are abandoned. Tyranny is let free to run amok. He banished us, removed our roles, timed Peter out for a week, and banned me, banned Elvom, server muted people left and right so he could speak. Oh, it's against server rules for me to time out one person for transgressing the rules multiple times when first off, it's not. But even if he wants to make that claim, the rules dictate that no one can, on their own, do anything to an admin. All right? You have to have all admins unanimously agree against that admin to do anything to him. Right? The belief that, oh, he's a hypocrite, he's a compromiser, I can't obey them, I can now do all the injustice to him and qualify. This is the logic of the Meccans against Muhammad. That Muhammad had left their religion and he's leading people astray. Let's break our treaties with him and remove him. This is cult mentality. Pope Hitler, if you want to say, he unilaterally removed anyone who opposed his understanding. He had no authority to do this. Right? Any believer who stands by and lets this happen is not a believer. You all have to, you guys can't remain passive here. This is a test. Right? Chapter 49, verse 9. If you still consider us believers, chapter 49, verse 9. If two groups of believers fought with each other, you shall reconcile them. If one group aggresses, God bless you. If one group aggresses against the other, you shall fight the aggressing group until they submit to God's command. Be absolutely equitable. Honor all these treaties. Once they submit, you shall reconcile the two groups equitably. You shall maintain justice. God loves those who are just. You have to do it. All right. Praise be to God. Whether we're hypocrites or not. Peace.
Thank you. Is there anybody else on?
Add me to the list. Oh, I guess we're taking a break after this. After Abdullah.
Wait, I thought it was me.
No, yeah, you're next. And after Abdullah is, I think they want a break.
All right, go ahead.
Peace be upon you guys. So, I wish Brother Saeed and Naveed were here to hear what I'm about to say, but this is more directed towards Brother Abdullah, since he's more on their side. You have basically a faulty logic here that Naveed and Saeed have the right now to believe that we are disbelievers, so therefore we must prove that we're believers to them to get the admin status back. But if we view Naveed and Saeed as disbelievers, they have to prove it to us. But we can't, because they have now put themselves in the position of power to abuse it. We have no other admins, such as AAA, Justin, whoever else was Peter, to balance that out. And now we have two people, Saeed and Naveed, who are, I'm surprised that no one really made an uproar about what Naveed said, is if we don't prove ourselves as believers to you guys, that's it. You don't, there's something wrong with that.
It's guilty until proven. It's guilty until proven otherwise. That's what
I'm sorry, brother.
God bless you, EJ. I mean, that is so concerning. That is very concerning, because if we view Saeed and Naveed as disbelievers, guess what? There's no balance there to check them out, because they have all the power to just mute us, get us off the server now, because they view us as disbelievers. Even if we do, we view them as disbelievers. There is nothing there to check them out. So I'm appalled that this behavior was not called out there. Even Saeed said it himself. If we have to,
doesn't agree with me.
EJ, let her talk.
EJ, hold on.
You have to mute you. Stop.
Even Saeed said it himself. We are literally we're at the mercy of Naveed right now to prove to Naveed that we are believers, and to have him step down and Saeed. There's something so wrong with that. It's not even funny. That is so wrong. And anyone here who believes that is how it should go, honestly seek God, because that's so disgusting. I'm done.
Thank you very much. Who's next?
Okay,
Abdullah?
Yes, I don't know how to put it another way. That's just the truth. We at the moment we sort of are all stuck in Saeed's hands. You know, the hands of the server at one point was in a guy who had his name, his profile, a picture name, his profile name as Dr. Oppenheimer, right? While he was, flaunting it basically over the admins and the people here on the server, that he could press that nuke button anytime, right? But anyway, that put that aside. You guys are a little bit late to a talk that we've been having for a while now, right? This is a big one. This is not like You know, normally when we hash into stuff and we try to learn and we debate whatever each other just to get to the truth even better, right? It's okay, well that's sufficient. No worries. Yeah. So what, like, you know, give me a second. Sorry. Like I said, you guys are a little bit late to a discussion that we were having with like the Raid HQ people, the 10 people that we were discussing, excluding Peter. But as we're talking about this topic, yeah, look, we got pretty far in our understanding pretty quick because we spent that whole week. If not, I mean, a lot of times, you know, we already have these topics hashed out when it comes to hypocrites pretty well. Peter himself will admit also that we did get a much better understanding of this. Regardless of him not taking a firm stance with them, he was very informed and aware. You know, I think he wrote articles and stuff on it too. So anyway, look, it's pretty easy, okay? 1, you can't obey hypocrites. Chapter 33, verse 1 and 48. 2, you must be stern with the hypocrites. Chapter 9, verse 73. 3, consultation is with believers, not with the hypocrites. 42:38. 4 is strive against the hypocrites. 9:73. 5, struggle against the hypocrites. 66:9. 6, must inform them of hell. 4:138. 7, told to disregard the hypocrites. 9:95. 8, told hypocrites go to the lowest pit of hell. 4:145. 9, told hypocrites belong with each other. 9:67. 10, told believers belong with each other. 33:35. 11, told that hypocrites are disbelievers. 489, 973 and 74. And 12, told to run away from the hypocrites. Okay.
Start wrapping up.
Yep. Okay. So just by looking at all these points, okay, you don't need a clear, like, does God need to spell it out for you? Do not pray behind them. When you have all of these verses that's giving you a general attitude towards them, and this over specificity, we already addressed this in the Quran.
Okay.
I'm not gonna, don't do this now. It's over specificity in the Quran is bad. Just like how, for instance, when it comes to intoxicants, we don't say, "Oh, I need a verse telling me that, for instance, wine is prohibited, but not gin or scotch or something." Right? If God doesn't have to spell it out for you. I'm done.
You. I still don't understand. You're saying we are to disobey the hypocrites, right? So when you're disobeying the hypocrites, can you at the same time break your treaty with them? Because if you have a treaty with someone, if they become a disbeliever or a hypocrite, you can treat them unfairly by breaking your treaty? Is that what you're saying?
So can you address? Can you, if you're asking me, brother?
Yeah, I was asking
Amin?
Abdullah for a second.
He was asking me,
Alright,
brother.
go
He was
ahead,
asking,
bro. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Look, brother. So look, like I said, you're saying for the peace treaty people. Okay, so
If you have a treaty with someone, right? You have a contract, right? And then I realize that, I have a contract with the person, the contract says this and that, or I have an agreement with the person, my neighbor, and then I realize he's not a believer, he's a hypocrite. I view him as believer before, now he's a hypocrite. Then I can just tear out the contract and not fulfill my part. You're saying that's true, that's the case? Because I don't have to obey them?
But yeah, I mean,
if I wrote a contract saying I will do this, I will lawn your mown, and then you're going to come and say, no, I'm not going to pay you because, you're a hypocrite.
Brother, you're making this much more complicated than it has to be. Do you obey hypocrites?
I'm asking you. If your neighbor was a hypocrite.
No, you're asking me? No, never. I would never obey a hypocrite.
Okay, so if your teacher was a hypocrite and asked you to leave the class, you will not leave the class?
If a hypocrite teacher asked me to leave the class, would I leave the class?
Yes.
Probably no.
Well, he's the teacher. What? If the principal comes say you can't be in the school, they have to call the police
don't get me wrong.
And remove you?
Look, you know what? I would leave on my own free will. But
okay.
But if I was a student,
then you're obeying him. Right? You're obeying her or him.
Okay, but this is different though. As a student, right? You're in a classroom. Maybe they're in charge among you at that point, right?
But you don't understand. Then you don't understand the meaning of not obeying the hypocrites. Not obeying the hypocrites is about their unrighteous commands.
I know, but you're making this more complicated though, right? So don't obey the hypocrites is only when they give you an unrighteous command.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so if a hypocrite was to tell you, look, go to work while you're already going to work, is that you obeying a hypocrite then?
Right. But let's talk about a hypocrite telling you should remember God frequently. Then I will obey him because he's saying something righteous.
But you should be doing this anyway. This is already
yeah, but if he reminds me of it, but if he reminds me of a verse of the Quran, and he's a hypocrite, and the verse is correct, I should obey him, right? I should obey his reminder.
No.
I should take heed.
No, you should obey God. You should obey God.
I'm taking. Obeying means we all obey. We don't obey people. If you think I should obey a believer, then you're mistaken. You obey the righteous command of
You don't
any
obey a
person that
believer.
you receive.
Brother, you don't obey a believer. You obey those in charge among you. I was
No,
reading
you
the
obey
verse
God.
earlier. Yeah, you obey God. You
But
obey
if
the
you
messenger,
dispute, you have
those
to
in
refer
charge
to
among
God
you.
and messenger, not
I understand.
the
I
server owner.
understand. I understand. But
Well, you're saying no.
459,
You refer to
459
Navid
speaks for
because if
itself.
Navid says yes, then we do it. If Navid says no, then we're doomed. Because Navid is God right now, or the messenger. Because God says, obey among those among you, and if you dispute, refer to God and His messenger. You're saying if you
Those in
dispute,
charge among
you
you.
have to
Correct.
convince Navid. Okay, this is a
No, no,
different
no, no, no,
commandment.
no, 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 no. Those in charge among you. It's simple. If you want this dispute for it to be settled, 1 second, brother. For this dispute to be settled, right? You need to convince Saeed and Naveed
Why?
about. You need to convince that the messenger allows us to pray behind hypocrites.
No, why do we have to do that? Why don't they have to convince us that we're wrong?
Can you go by the list?
That is what we're doing. That is what we're doing. At the moment that you guys are still here talking, right? No one's being muted. No one's being oppressed. No one's being banned.
No.
I'm
No,
out. Yeah.
the oppression has already happened, right? This is aftermath,
Okay.
right? This
You're
is
right.
aftermath.
Correct. You're right. You know what? And there's still seems like a peaceful discussion to me.
No,
Well,
but
brother,
you're
oppression's undone.
I've been actually asking to say something. If you guys don't mind, can
Go
I
ahead.
get like 15 seconds?
Yeah, go
So, I mean, here's the thing: like people that break the peace treaties, we're told to fight against them. Last night, this literally happened, and you can verify it with Naveed. He asked me to come into the Voice VC. I told him I didn't want to. He said, please come back. I want to talk to you. I said, text me here in my DM. He said, no, I want to talk to you by voice. I said, okay, I will come back for 5 minutes. Do you agree we will not speak about hypocrites and there'll be no yelling? He said, yes, I agree. To me, we're at war. This is a peace treaty. As soon as I went into the VC, hey, Rose, can you pay somebody to pray behind you? Blah, 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 blah. Immediately talking about hypocrites and praying behind them. He couldn't even maintain a peace treaty with me for 5 minutes. How can I trust this person to be a leader of an admin of a server that I'm a part of, let alone everything else? He couldn't keep a peace treaty, his word with me for 5 minutes. Now, if I'm going to go by what God says, I have to fight against him now. Whether I want to or not, I have to. I have to, because he's a treaty breaker. That's all I had to say.
There was no treaty.
The server rules are
You made an
treaty.
agreement with me while we're at war. That's a treaty.
You don't have to
You made
sign
an agreement
anything
with
to
me
be a
while
treaty.
we're at war. That's a treaty.
Yeah, this is a treaty right now, technically. You guys coming here trying to have a discussion.
You being here is a treaty.
You break the
We said-
previous, so you
Yeah,
break
yeah.
the previous treaty.
This
that
was
you
this
agreed
was
to.
this
Let me ask
was a
that
big
one
Yeah, it's
question.
actually my turn. It's actually my turn. It's actually
Okay,
my
good.
turn.
You
Take
broke
this
the
into
Yeah,
your turn.
and you're just watching this conversation going.
Yeah. Take this into your turn. Ellen, can you pray behind an
No,
atheist? Is it lawful to
yeah.
pray
So
behind an atheist?
I've actually been sharing verses. So chapter 2, verse 43, God tells us you shall observe the contact prayers of the you shall observe the contact prayers and give the obligatory charity and bow down with those who bow down. So God is telling me who I should pray with, right? So and this is continued also. Mary is told the same thing. 343. Oh Mary, you shall submit to your Lord and prostrate and bow down with those who bow down. So if God is telling me who I should be bowing down with and prostrating with and whatnot, and it's those who do it, an atheist does not perform this. And no, this is not part of my
We
turn.
actually found one. We actually found one on TikTok. He said I perform the prayers the same way you guys do.
Okay, yeah, send him here. Yeah, send him here. Let's see how he performs his salat.
Yeah,
Let's see how he performs
he
his
actually
salat.
said.
No
He
worries.
said I love.
No,
He
if you're
says
forming
I'm
the
an
same
atheist.
salat, with someone,
So are we going
and
by
he's
my
not
turn,
idol
or do I
worshipping
get
in
to
the
start making my
salat,
comments?
you can pray behind him because he's
Yeah, we
performing.
don't. Does anyone else here believe? I'm just curious,
So we're
Jamil. Do you believe you
we're
can
just
pray?
going
You also
away.
believe you can pray behind atheists? Like, what is
We're
this?
just
Peter,
going.
believe we can pray
Yeah.
behind atheists.
Equalizer
One
finishes.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? All these arguments from Abdullah, from Said, from Navid, right? Ironically, this is exactly like the circumcision argument. They use deductive reasoning to prohibit or institute something not specifically instituted or prohibited by God. They say, well, we have this verse and this verse and this verse, and they're kind of relating on the topic, and hey, so it's called the religion of Abraham. Therefore, it's part of the religion. And you, even though we don't have anything directly commanding this or directly prohibiting this in the case of praying behind the hypocrite, not praying behind the hypocrite, The burden of proof is now on you. This is the irony here. You're falling into the exact same issue that people have, all you guys, with dietary prohibitions, with circumcision. You're instituting a law, you're instituting a prohibition not directly instituted by God, using deductive reasoning, even though God specifically prohibits praying, a form of prayer, the funeral prayer, behind or for dead hypocrites. Dead hypocrites. So the topic of prayer is touched upon. The topic of hypocrites is touched upon in that do not pray behind them. God's prohibiting it, but nothing about while they're alive. You guys are instituting that prohibition on your own through deductive reasoning. What is the difference between you and San Jose and what they do with circumcision? And now you have the audacity to you institute something, a law that God has not, a prohibition that God has not, and now you're throwing the burden on proof of everybody else using rhetorical arguments. Oh, you think that Christians and Muslims are all wrong? Oh, you think they have it wrong? Oh, don't you think the messenger would have talked about this? This is the irony here is just chef's kiss. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Who wants to talk now?
But Mr. Ami,
Yeah, I want to respond.
I think
Mr. Ami,
Yeah. So I just want to make an announcement. I put a poll in the chat. Okay, it's an official poll. It's a neutral poll. The question is very easy. It says, can you pray behind atheists? The first answer is similar to how you guys answer. You say yes, as long as they pray the same. And then the second answer is no, it's not an extreme case. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter.
Scenario to basically
it's
try
not a
to
non-scenario.
prove
We actually had a guy.
This is absurd, man. Like, this is not the scenario.
It's absurd. It's absurd because it corners you.
Just answer
Yeah, just answer it. Just answer it.
real life.
It's absurd because it corners you.
The definition of what Navid is doing, because he has to be called out on this.
This is what you've done. This is what you've done.
This is what you're doing. Yeah, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. It's absurd because
can you moderate, please?
2 minutes before
I was trying to make an announcement. I put the question in the chat.
It's
the
not
first
in the chat.
answer is general chat. It's in general dash chat. It's in general dash chat.
Even if
hold on, Peter, don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me.
It doesn't change the fact of
no,
what you've done.
No, it does. No, it does. It does. Stop. So, hey, guys, don't let Peter divert the topic. Because if we did an inquisition, if we stop diverting.
This was not a discussion about.
I think Amin K was moderating.
Yeah, you guys are all
moderating.
Stop. We're gonna have to start muting. If you're gonna be wild, we're gonna have to start moderating this. We're muting you guys. Okay, now stop. Stop. I was making an announcement. Stop. I was making an announcement. Stop, dude. Stop. Because I'm a moderator of the server.
Here.
Amin K, let him moderate this.
I'm a moderator of the server.
Stop. I am a moderator. I just wanted to announce. I didn't want to turn. I'm just making an announcement. I put the poll in the chat. Okay, it's in general dash chat. Okay, hold on. I'm explaining it so there's clarity. The question is, dude, what is this guy? Like, who are you here?
Please be patient, please. Do not interrupt.
Okay, the question in the chat is, can you pray behind atheists? Please vote in here. It's in general dash chat. The first answer is yes, as long as they pray the same, and many of you have expressed this position. The second answer is no. Faith of prayer of leader matters. Okay, that's it. That's the question.
Please unmute Peter.
Okay, but please, everyone, vote in this poll. If you don't see it, if you don't see the poll, I can share it with you. Can everyone find the poll? Can everyone find the? Yeah, he's saying he can't find it.
And someone unmute Peter.
Hold on. I need to help people find the poll.
Where is it? We found the poll. It's in general chat. Now
it's a
majority think one thing that makes it right. What's going on?
I just put. Hold on.
Like, why are you putting a poll?
Mujahid was after Al-Ham, by the way.
Hold on. I'm putting the poll. I'm putting the poll. Yeah,
you're saying because if the majority believes something, it makes it right?
No.
The minority
Wait. Right now, you guys are the majority, right?
Exactly.
So the majority.
So we're not talking about this. This is not a topic about.
We're not talking about this.
This is literally the topic. Because
No,
if you say,
the
if you
topic
say,
how you, is the
bro,
topic of
bro, listen to
how
me.
you guys
Listen to
remove
me. If
people
the
from the.
answer, yeah, listen to me. All of this doesn't matter. If you say no, you cannot be pray behind an atheist, then we got our answer.
Done.
That means the
Done.
faith it's done. It's finished.
You
That
can
means
pray
that
behind
means
someone who
that
prays the same way as you do.
as long as
Bro, okay,
even if
okay,
they're
yeah.
atheists, right? Oh,
Look,
so
We
follow
Even
the
if
refuse
poll.
they're
to
atheists.
answer.
he's
Can we
shifting the goal.
refuse?
An atheist will
We're talking
not
about
pray.
praying.
One
He
Wait,
wants
second,
to
okay,
put
guys.
okay. So
Let me
let me
faith
give
answer.
faith
Guys,
context.
behind
Let
an
me give
atheist.
context.
Mr. Amin,
Wait,
can we
let me give
refuse?
context.
Guys, I'm
Let
gonna
me.
start muting. Seriously.
Mr. Amin, can we officially
I
refuse
mean,
to answer
Hoshi,
the
didn't you have a
poll?
meeting? Please,
So
please.
didn't you
I
have
mean,
a
you
meeting?
asked for,
Like
you
this is
got,
so
well,
absurd. Like, look,
hold
you got
on, hold
pigeonholed.
on,
You got
hold
choked
on.
out in
You
this
got
debate,
pigeonholed. You got
Can
okay?
pigeon.
we
Stop
And then now
interrupting.
you're
officially
trying to
refuse
shift
Stop
it
the
to this
poll?
interrupting.
absurd thing.
The
Stop
You're
session is
interrupting.
equating this
over.
to Sunnah
Now you
Shield.
they
Stop,
are.
stop, stop. You're
And
You
worse
guys are
than
being
you're
so
worse than
sincere.
Sin Shield. Okay,
Why are you
now listen
always
to me.
I agree.
interrupting
I
Stop,
agree.
stop, stop
Naveed?
I agree.
interrupting.
Why
Way
can't you
worse.
If
just
you're
let people speak?
stop. They did speak. We waited turn by turn. We all spoke. Okay. Now
what's up with
listen.
that? All right.
Now
What
hold
are you
on.
done with
Hold
the
on.
announcements? Are you still with the
Hold on.
announcement?
People are saying me, where's the poll? I just put it in VC1 chat. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to put it again in
Done.
general chat. Please vote in this poll. Okay.
Okay.
And then
Next.
Jamil is saying that's like asking if I can marry a chaste whore. No, it's not. We have a real case example. There was a guy we met on TikTok. He said, I love the rituals. I don't believe in God, but I love structure in my life. It's not an unknown thing. It's not something that doesn't exist. It actually exists. There's many people that like the rituals, that like to have rigidity. And he said, I enjoy it. He said, I've been doing this a lot for 5 years, even though I don't believe in God, because it gives me calmness, it gives me content. So he
You have
enjoys
it.
it.
Is there a
Mr.
difference,
So
people?
Amin,
You're
if we
talking about,
want,
you're
if
if
asking about
the
hypocrites, right?
validity,
no,
The
hold on,
hypocrites claim to be
hold on. If the
the
faith,
hypocrite.
listen to me. If the faith of the person leading the prayer matters, then that means a hypocrite who
No,
is
the
known
statement about the faith.
the faith,
Now,
the faith. If the faith of the person leading the prayer matters, then that means a hypocrite cannot lead prayer because it's the worst faith. That's it, done. Checkmate, it's over.
It's
no.
easy to
It's
refute
done.
this.
Go
Very easy
ahead,
to
refute
refute
it.
this.
Try, go
Yeah, it's
ahead.
very simple. Yeah, because the internal faith of the leader of the imam has no basis on the validity of the people behind him, salah. Right?
Okay,
Because people don't
so you
always know.
believe.
Let me
So
finish.
did
Let me
you
finish.
vote?
Let me
Did you
finish.
vote?
Let me
Let him finish.
finish. Yes, it's very simple.
Bro, it's
He already
Mujahid, by the way.
agrees. He already
It's Mujahid.
agrees. Dude,
Bro,
what
bro,
the hell,
bro, it's
guys?
Mujahid. It's Mujahid's turn. He waited.
Look,
Dude,
Amr, you want me to add?
Amin
Like, my name is
K.
literally there.
Let him
bro,
speak. Let him, Peter.
Wait,
Let
Amin
him.
come on,
K.
it's
May I speak, or
Mujahid.
do
It's
you want
Mujahid.
Mujahid to go?
Brother Mujahid,
Look,
brother,
should I
Amin,
Wait,
even
brother.
go?
Amin
I
K is
don't even
moderating.
know.
Let him make the decision. It's fine. If my
Fine.
Amin
Brother
K
Amin,
says,
Look,
his name was
you
there.
can go. You can go.
His name
Like,
was,
Amr, you want to reply to this? You can go.
I
I
did
don't.
want to reply to this, but I don't want to. I'm not going to go against the moderator. Moderator, can I speak, or should
Yes,
I?
go ahead.
Okay,
Go
thank
ahead.
you.
brother, his
It's
name was
very
written
simple.
down. Brother Amin,
There,
come on, his name was written down. You
dude,
didn't look.
just accept the moderator's decision.
Well, he doesn't know that. Maybe he doesn't
I
know
don't know
that.
whose turn is
Dude,
it. Sorry.
I
Brother,
just informed him.
it's Mujahid's turn. Triple A
But
was
I
Naveed
know,
written
was
and
down.
making. Naveed is an
Brother,
upcoming
Mujahid was
turn. He
written
started
down.
making statements.
Abdullah,
Now
I
he's
know, but
Abdullah,
brother,
we
his
have a
name was written
moderator.
down.
Abdullah, we
I
have a
understand,
moderator.
but you guys aren't following the actual rules. I'm sorry, but he's not being the best
He
moderator.
just, I just informed him
Mujahid's name
that
was
it
written
is
down. Yes,
Mujahid's turn.
Look,
but
But
it's green
Abdullah.
if
light
you
10
will
minutes
allow
ago.
me to go, I'll go. And Mujahid did say, okay,
Okay,
that's
Abdullah,
fine.
fine,
Amr
Abdullah.
can
fine, fine.
Look,
speak.
Abdullah. It's fine. Just go on, Amr.
Look, I'm done. Mujahid, if you want me to wait, I will wait, brother.
No,
You want me
it's
to wait?
fine. I mean, like, you already just kind of like interrupted Naveed, so it doesn't matter at that point.
I'm refuting his logic. It's very simple.
Yeah,
He
you
wants
can
to claim
refute.
the.
Look, you can refute his logic when you get a turn. You can't just
That's
like
fine.
do
If you
this
don't want
like.
me to speak, I can wait, brother. You want me to?
No,
You want me to
it's
wait?
not a matter of me. It's like this VC is moderated. I think you should
And
like
that's why
abide by that.
I'm obeying the moderator. If the moderator wishes me to
So
stop, I will
so
stop.
so can you like break the moderation if the moderator agrees
Yeah.
Yes, you
Okay.
can.
Whose
If the
turn is
moderator
it?
does, yes, he can absolutely
Whose
break it.
turn is it?
Absolutely.
that would be a really bad moderator then.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
fine. You can then appeal for a new moderator. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Please, whose turn is it?
And so, am I speaking or no? I just want to
Please
confirm.
No, it's just
please.
I'm sorry, Mr. Moderator. What was it?
Mujahid, it's
Okay,
your
so
turn, right?
then just add me the list.
Yeah, so like first of all, what I would like to say is that like it doesn't even matter if Naveed was a hypocrite, like subjectively speaking or not. You guys don't even think there's like anything wrong and like praying behind Naveed. If Naveed was a hypocrite, I can pray behind Naveed. If he wasn't, then I can't like pray behind Naveed. It doesn't make any sense. So like the question that you asked me, Amr, is like it's not even like so easy to like answer, because I can pray behind him like anyway. Now the whole thing is like this whole matter is not like a like a prohibition thing. Like you guys are saying, oh, like you're prohibiting something that's not in the Quran, and that's like such a cheap card to play, because like no one said it's like this is like specifically mentioned in the Quran. We're all just like using verses. Saeed gave you 150 verses that are telling you to go against them. He's he gave you like the argument that like the standard or like the default position that you should take against hypocrites is that like you shouldn't be a friend of them or like an ally. The exception is that you mobilize in the cause of God. Now the thing that you said that like praying Jummah is a form of like mobilization in the cause of God, and it's not a form of mobilization in the cause of God. This is a duty that you have to do every single week. You can't just say that because like you're like altering the verses, like you're misusing the verse just to fit your narrative and make someone who's going against God and his messenger, and he's striving against God and his messenger, a valid imam. What if someone like a new submitter comes and says, look, I don't know anything about this faith. I'm going to ask the imam that I would assume knows a thing or two about the faith, and he's going to ask him about like dietary prohibitions or insurance. And someone from the fourth row, Peter or anyone, says like, oh, look, this guy doesn't like represent the faith. Actually, Rashad says it's prohibited, but our imam for now says it's allowed.
Are you done?
Yes.
Right. Thank you. Who's next? Who's next?
Hey, can you add me to the list? I mean,
I don't know where's the list.
Can I
Can
speak?
someone
Go ahead, Naveed.
can someone show me what's the list?
Hey, wait, no, I was muted. Okay.
It's Peter,
Yeah.
me, then Naveed, then McClinton.
Right. So this is a typical Naveed strategy. He gets stuck on the theology, right? He gets called out for his behavior. It doesn't match the Quran. And then what he wants to do is do a red herring. Hey, let's talk about praying behind an atheist. I'm sorry, that was never the discussion. Did that come up on Sunday? It didn't. Right? Can I pay someone to do that? Has that come up? No, it didn't. Right? So he wants to shift it to something else where he thinks that he might have a chance because he realizes that he's on the wrong side of the Quran. Okay? The whole concept we have here is regarding tyranny. Okay? He is a tyrant. He took away admin's rights, their decisions, and basically unilaterally decided that he's going to basically become king. This is what he wanted. He wants to be the head of a cult. He wants the dictation of who is a submitter and who isn't to be his determination. This is exactly what the sister said earlier, Sevi, who said earlier, right? We caught him out on this. He thinks the criteria of a believer is anyone who agrees with him. The criteria of a disbeliever, a hypocrite, is anyone who disagrees with him. That's not the criteria. This was the problem that led up to this. There was numerous theological arguments that Naveed was making in dismissing fellow believers, even though he was the one that was wrong. Right? He didn't understand these topics. He was making fatwas as if he's like a messenger of God. Like all this power has gotten to his head. This aspect, if say for instance this praying, think of this. This is like the dietary prohibitions, right? The argument people made regarding the dietary prohibitions, they said, look how disgusting idol worship is. How dare you eat a sugar cookie that could be potentially dedicated to some idol? It's like, I'm sorry, the dietary prohibitions that God has instituted, the only fourth dietary prohibition is an animal sacrifice to other than God. I understand idol worship is disgusting, but that doesn't make the food that isn't animal sacrifice to other than God prohibited. Regarding this, Rashad was filled with hypocrites around him. That's a fact. If we have one audio, one video, one ruling, anything where he makes this claim, because this is something the Sunnis do. The only people who do this concept of not praying behind people they disagree with or they label as hypocrites are the Sunnis.
Right,
Naveed wants us to follow the Sunnah of the Sunnis in this practice because Rashad never dictated this, not once. He's coming up with new religious laws, and he's making himself basically the Ayatollah to dictate this.
Okay.
Thank you. Who's
Thank you, Brother.
Amir? Go ahead.
Praise God. Yeah,
Right.
so Naveed posted 14 points about how to deal with hypocrites. I'm going to go through them. They're verses in the Quran. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Cannot obey the hypocrites, be stern with them. You can consult with the believers, not the hypocrites. You strive against the hypocrites, struggle against the hypocrites. You must inform hypocrites of hell. Ignore the hypocrites, disregard the hypocrites. The hypocrites go to the lowest pit of hell. The hypocrites belong with each other. Believers belong with each other. Hypocrites are disbelievers. Run away from hypocrites. This is, I think, Rashad's statement, really. Cannot pray in a hypocrite masjid. Right? We have already built a reputation. I posted it in the general chat. All right. Chapter 4, verse 89 says, we can mobilize and befriend hypocrites in the cause of God. Right? This means you can obey hypocrites in the cause of God. You can be kind to hypocrites in the cause of God. You don't have to be stern with them in the cause of God. You have to give them an equal or better greeting when they say peace be upon you. That's not stern. You can consult with the hypocrites in the cause of God. You can strive with the hypocrites in the cause of God. You can struggle with the hypocrites in the cause of God. You're not supposed to ignore hypocrites in the cause of God. You're not supposed to disregard hypocrites in the cause of God. The hypocrites are supposed to be with you when you're mobilizing with them in the cause of God. You're not supposed to be running away from a hypocrite if they're mobilizing with you in the cause of God. There's no such thing as a hypocrite masjid. In chapter 9, verse 107, it talks about the masjids of God. All right, and Rashad leaves a footnote. The messages of God, or it says any practice where the practice or any message where the practices are not dedicated to God alone is a message of Satan, not a message of God. And in the verse itself, it says practicing idol worship, not having an internal belief of idol worship or an internal disbelief in God. Right. So this concept of the hypocrites leading you into law invalidates your salah. It is an innovated prohibition by Naveed, and there's a reason God never said, do not pray behind the hypocrites. Very obvious reason. Hypocrisy is not just because you disagree on theology. There's 5 stages of grief. Denial is one of them. They may get to acceptance eventually. That means they were never really a hypocrite in the first place. Anyway, thank you, brother. Praise God.
Thank you for staying within your time. Naveed is next.
Yeah, thank you very much. Look, a prayer, Friday prayers for the believer, 62:9. What Peter did on Rashad is conjecture. There's no instance. The only way you can get out of this is you have a clear instance where Rashad says you are a hypocrite, and then you have a video or evidence that Rashad prayed behind the known hypocrite. So the best you could do is conjecture. The fact that we're even having this, argument, can you mute him, please? The fact that we're even having this argument that an atheist can lead the prayer for believers, or can I just take a moment to ask Triple A this? Because he's really weaseling his way out of this. Triple A, ask a simple question: can I pay someone to do Jummah for me? Yes or no? As an imam. Yes or no? Is it lawful or is it unlawful to have someone pay someone to lead the Jummah for me? I'm taking out of my time to ask you a question. Are you not going to answer, AAA? You seem really excited to refute me, so can you answer my question? Is it lawful to pay someone to lead the prayer for you? You're not server muted. Why is suddenly AAA so quiet, huh? Huh? Let's go to Peter. Can Peter answer?
He is praying. He is praying. Please give him time.
Okay, you answer, Nida. Can I pay someone to lead the Jummah for me?
Can you? I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't hear the question.
Yes, you can. I can answer.
I'm not
What did you ask? I didn't hear the question.
I asked you a question. I said, can I pay someone to lead
McClinton
the
just
Jummah
said
for
yes.
me?
Take his word for it.
I don't care about what McClinton has to say. I'm asking Sister Nida. Out of respect, Nida, I consider you a logical person for the most part. Can you answer this question? Can Rose on Friday pay someone to lead the Jummah for her?
Pay someone?
Yes.
Can you please stop using me as your example? I asked you in the chat to please stop.
No, I didn't see the chat because there's 100 messages a minute in there. I'm sorry, I won't use you again.
Who's that one? Who's that one? Pay someone. What do you mean pay someone?
Do you not understand my question? My question is
No,
very
I don't
simple.
understand that question.
Okay.
I don't.
So a lady in an isolated city, there's no submitters around her. Can she go down to Home Depot or the university, pay a college student, here's $50. You do these motions, you say these things for 20 minutes, and that completes my Friday prayer. Can you do this? Is this lawful?
No, I'm not sure if I don't. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know your motives here, but I don't think you can pay anybody to pray. You cannot
Yeah,
just buy
yeah.
You
the
can't.
faith. You don't buy
No, no, no.
it.
You're not buying. No, no. You're not buying their faith. You're paying for their time. You just need 20 minutes of their time. Your
Ah,
prayer, you're doing for free, right?
David, Salah is a physical practice. Internal belief of Imam does not matter.
Is your
Okay,
time
so
up?
so
Are you
wait, wait,
catching
wait,
on? Because your
wait, wait,
time
wait.
is
So
up.
wait. So
The
you're
internal
saying
belief
it's
of the Imam does
lawful?
not matter.
Wait, so you're
That's it.
issuing
Simple
a
as that.
fatwa?
Look,
Wait,
yeah,
so
look.
Triple A. So you're issuing a fatwa saying
Hey,
it's
hey, Amin, can you
lawful?
regulate?
Your time is
Yeah.
up. Are you?
Wait.
You're
The
done,
Listen,
David.
Amr was praying. He couldn't answer my question. Now he's
No,
back.
it's
I have a
time's
follow-up
up.
question
That's
for him.
it. You can put yourself back
What
in
do you mean?
line. I'm not going to
Yeah,
ask your question now. You go take another turn. Go ahead, Amy.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know how much time I had or how much time you
You
deducted from the.
2 minutes and 30 seconds, and I pause it for 10-20 seconds because you were asking
Okay, so
something.
I want to. Can I just use the last 20 seconds to get an
No,
answer
like,
from
bro, like,
AAA?
why does he get
The
extra
last
time than
20
No,
everybody?
seconds.
please.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
give
tired
him
of
enough.
David going
because
against rules. Please.
yeah,
Like, look,
yeah.
he
I
already
was also
spoke out of
gone
turn when he
for. I
made the
was also
call, and now
gone
he's
for
just like
40.
occupying.
That's okay.
I was,
Answer the question. You have 12
yeah, my
seconds.
question is: are you issuing a fatwa that it's lawful to pay someone to lead the prayer for you?
I'm not issuing any fatwa right now. I will
Is it
answer
lawful or
on my turn.
unlawful?
Peace. Add me to the list.
Okay, just remember, it's
Right. Go
lawful
ahead.
or unlawful. That's it.
Who's
Go ahead.
next? Who's next?
I think it's AAA.
McClinkin. I thought it was McClinkin.
Yeah, he's
McClinton,
muted.
yes.
He's muted.
McClinkin broke server rules. He
No, he
has to
didn't.
remain muted. He
No,
did.
no,
He
no,
did.
no. Let him
He
speak. Let him
did.
No,
speak.
He's
okay,
commenting on.
give give him
Hey,
another
hey.
chance. Give
This
him
is an
another
open.
chance.
This is
We've
an
given you
open
guys so many
conversation. We let
chances.
people to talk.
Yeah, listen,
Let them talk.
listen. Off the server, Peter broke many server rules, but he's here
Let
now. He's
McClinton
talking.
speak.
Please unmute
Speak.
McClinton.
Let him speak.
Whose
Stop being
turn is
retarded.
it?
Give him another chance.
Whose turn is it?
All right, he's
So
unmuted.
these same verses, right, that they're using to say we can't pray behind hypocrites have been used by other submitters, right, in cult groups, saying we can't sit with hypocrites. We can't, we shouldn't shake their hand. We should not be allowing them to sit with us because what they're going to do is they're just going to convince everybody and they're going to just cause hypocrisy to spread. We can't do that. We have to run away from them, right? Those same verses you are used can be used to support that position, and it has been, right? Now I just heard Mujahid say there's no clear verse in the Quran that says so. God just forgot to mention such an important thing, but God happened to mention we should not be praying on their graves, which is to you should be obvious. So God
I also
mentioned
didn't
that.
say that.
Don't interrupt me. So God mentioned that, but God just forgot to put in the Quran that you can't pray with a hypocrite or behind a hypocrite. Now, those same verses could be used by some submitters to say we can't even pray beside hypocrite. Who's saying but behind or in front of it? You can use those same verses to say we should not even be praying beside them. Right? So this is what 3:7 warns of. Verse 3:7 says that there are those with a disease in their hearts. They're going to pursue verses to extract an interpretation to cause discord. They just admitted there's no clear verse that prohibits. The messenger himself also just forgot to mention this. Or even apply to his own. He just forgot to mention this. All right, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, you got extra 30 seconds. You don't have anything else? Okay.
Yeah,
Who's
okay.
next?
I'll just
Who's
McClinton, let me
next?
ask you a question. Maybe
Abdullah, is that you?
yeah. If you had 30 seconds, let me just ask you one question, McClinton, all right? Can you pray the funeral prayer for a hypocrite?
No, the Quran explicitly prohibits that when they die.
Explicitly for the okay, no problem, no worries. All right, so let me just get back to the verses I was reading before. So they will take a little bit long. My bad. I'll go from 481. I'll go from 41. I stick with you. Go say it's rejected. They pledge obedience, but as soon as they leave you, some of them harbor intentions contrary to what they say. God records their innermost intentions. You shall disregard them and put your trust in God. God suffices as an advocate. Excuse me. Proof of divine authorship. Why do they not study the Quran carefully? If it were from other than God, they would have found in it numerous contradictions. Beware of the devil's rumors. When
Are
a
you
rumor
still
that
asking
affects...
me?
No. I asked you. You answered. It's all good. I asked and you answered it, but it's my my time anyway for this now. It's all good. You answered the question. No worries. Beware of the devil's rumors. When a rumor that affects security comes their way, they spread it. Had they referred it to the messenger and those in charge among them, those who understand these matters would have informed them. If it were not for God's grace towards you and his mercy, you would have followed the devil, except a few. You shall fight for the cause of God. You are responsible only for your own soul, and exhort the believers to do the same. God will neutralize the power of those who disbelieve. God is much more powerful and much more effective. Responsibility. Whoever mediates a good deed receives a share of the credit thereof, and whoever mediates an evil work incurs a share thereof. God controls all things. You shall be courteous. When greeted with a greeting, you shall respond with a better greeting, or at least an equal one. God reckons all things. God, there is no other God except He. There is no God except He. He will surely summon you on the day of resurrection, the inevitable day. Whose narration is more truthful than God's? Now, how to deal with the hypocrites. Why should you divide yourselves into two groups regarding hypocrites? Among you, God is the one who condemned them because of their own behavior. Do you want to guide those who are sent astray by God? Whomever God sends astray, you can never find the right again. They wish that you disbelieve as they have disbelieved. Then you become equal. Do not consider them friends, unless they mobilize along with you in the cause of God. If they turn against you, you shall fight them, and you may kill them when you encounter them in war. You shall not accept them as friends or allies. Look at that. That covers it there for you too. You shall not accept them as friends or allies. And then on top of it, it says, do not consider them as friends unless they mobilize along with you. There's even a comma put there too. How funny is that? We sharpened the comma and everything.
Praise God.
Even the Arabic as well, the word mobilize, by the
Thank
way.
you.
The word
time is
mobilize
up.
It's not just the attack word normally, to mobilize for war. It's hijrah. I'm done.
Mujahid, no, I think.
Yeah, so
Who's next?
like
Okay.
I'd like to mention like one audio about Rashad. He was going over like a Quran study for Surah 14, verse 19 to 30, 17, 47 through 59. So he's basically saying, well, I think you have bad influence on us. Okay, so like Rashad is pointing out this guy who's like Rashad's basically the person who came up with all of this movement. Like he would have better judgment if you even take like Rashad's word for it. I know like whatever like hypocrites are like present around you consider this hadith. So I wonder how like relevant this is all to some of you. So he says, I suggest you go back to Switzerland. That's my suggestion. Because your behavior reflects what you're saying, okay? I just don't trust you talking to believers when I'm not here. Like, what number, like, what percentage of hypocrites do you want in your message till it becomes the message of Satan? Like, a message is basically a place where like people go to and pray to God and at least find someone, like at least someone who reflects and knows a thing or two about submission. Like, I shouldn't go to a masjid and get like wrong information. Like, I'm gonna be held accountable for that. I'm gonna be held accountable for not like verifying the things I can see, and that task becomes 10 times harder when someone in front of me saying he's a submitter when he's a hypocrite, and I can't tell that thing for myself. Their existence among these groups is dangerous, and every single time a hypocrite, like his whole purpose in this life is to divide the believers. I don't think you guys are even seeing that. So look, he's also saying like I'm not comfortable because of your points of view. Like even someone has a certain point of view. He's saying, look, I don't even trust you being around here and like talking to people. He told him like go out and not talk to anyone on your way out. Like what other form of like banishing do you need? I don't see. Sorry, what?
The time is up.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Who's next? McClinton, is it?
I think no, McClinton already spoke. It's my turn.
Triple. No, bro. Look at the list. Look at the list. Look at the list. Right? It's triple, and
Where's
then
the
it's me.
list? Well, I'm not even on
Swami
the
has
list.
it.
I asked to be on the list.
Okay,
Why am
then
I
you're
not on
after
the
me.
list?
Then you're after me. Okay.
Oh, I thought I was unmuted. Peace, guys.
Who's on? Can I see the list? Where's the list?
I'll go.
I mean, can you pay attention? I don't
Yeah,
trust these guys to maintain the list properly. Please.
Come on,
Salami? You don't trust Salami?
No, you.
I'm reading Salami's text. Triple A and
I know,
Peter.
but
What do you want?
okay, but I asked to be on the
In
list, and I
15
wasn't added to
minutes,
the
Salami,
list.
can you come? Are you in the voice as well?
I am.
Salami. Wait. You want to take over?
We should take a break after like 3-person AAA Peter and Navid, and we should take a break.
Yeah, I want to step down because
All right, last
keep
3-person
complaining about my
AAA
job.
Peter and
I'm not
Navid.
doing it right.
All right.
I'll let
So
you.
look, guys. If you guys scroll up, I put a couple verses. Oh, you believe? If you strike in the cause of God, you shall be absolutely sure. Do not say to one who offers you peace, you are not a believer, seeking the spoils of this world, like taking over a Discord server. For God possesses infinite spoils. Remember that you used to be like them, and God blessed you. Therefore, you shall be absolutely sure before you strike. God is fully cognizant of everything you do. Exempted are the hypocrites who join people with whom you have signed a peace treaty, like server rules, for example, and those who come to you wishing not to fight you, like we have done with Naveed in the pictures I've documented below, nor fight their relatives. Had God willed, he could have permitted them to fight against you. Had God willed, he could have had us immediately remove Naveed long time ago. Therefore, if they leave you alone, refrain from fighting you and offer you peace, then God gives you no excuse to fight them. Below these two verses, I have placed, I think, 16 snapshots of conversation with me and Naveed, way before this whole Miss P thing and the whole tensions. Well, the tensions had risen, but mostly on their side, not on our side. We were chill, because submitters operate on the idea that God is running everything. But this is photographic proof that Naveed would not heed the reminders. I offered peace, and he insisted that my position is fighting him. My position. I have a disagreement with his Quranic understanding, and thus now I must be aggressing upon him in his mind. This is what his mind inspired him to do. He saw what no one else saw. Right? This is what the Sumerian did. Right? And this is what I want you all to see. Like, I honestly don't believe Naveed is able to kill his ego and accept that he was a tyrant. Right? I honestly don't believe Naveed is willing to abide by the treaties. I think he likes to do what the Meccans did to Muhammad. He thinks he's
Triple A,
justified.
you're running out of time, and you said
I
you were
think
going
we
to answer my
have a
question.
moderator,
No,
don't
it's
we?
not.
Yeah,
He's got another 15 seconds. Go ahead.
I know, but
Don't
interrupt.
it's all
Don't
right.
interrupt him. Then I
It's
have
You
to
okay.
ask.
said
It's
you were going to
okay.
answer my question because he said he's going to. You have to keep your
And it's very
word.
simple. Anyone who goes to the Masjid of God is proclaiming to be a believer. If they preach idol worship, we are obligated to bar them from the
That wasn't my
masjid.
question.
Let
The
me
question was,
finish. Let me finish.
You're running out of
Let me
Stop
time.
finish.
interrupting.
Oh, well, you're
He's running out
interrupting.
of
And I have
time.
to
Mute
add
Naveed,
another 15
honestly.
seconds. You
Dude,
can't talk.
seriously, you just add 30 seconds to me, man. All right? If they preach idol worship, you bar them from the masjid. If they do not mock or ridicule God's revelations, then you don't have to get up. You may remain seated. And if their salah is the practice of God alone, then it's perfectly valid because it's a physical practice. Your salah does not go through the imam. He's not an intermediary through which a conduit your salah goes through. All right, so no, the
None of
internal
this. That
belief
doesn't answer
doesn't
my
matter.
question.
Naveed, I'm not addressing you. It's Peter's turn.
All right.
No,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
no,
Go ahead,
wait,
Peter.
I mean. He said I will
Brother,
use my turn to
look,
answer.
you gotta
Dude,
wait your
stop
turn.
talking, dude. You're not
You're
the
not about
moderator,
to
Peter.
law.
You're not
Naveed,
even.
you gotta respect the progression of the
Listen.
debate. You will
Yeah,
get your time to talk.
hold on,
Bro, he's got
guys.
15 seconds.
He's
He went for like
pulling.
another 20
He's
after that.
pull.
Come on.
Yeah, he's pulling wool over your eyes.
Naveed,
He
I don't
said,
call for your
"Hold on,
passion.
Can you
What
take
do you mean,
over?
hold on? Follow the
hold
moderation.
on.
What is
I
this?
Come
will,
on.
God.
No,
I'm
not
not
you will.
Gulami.
commenting.
Do it now.
I'm
What
not
are
You
you
there?
doing?
commenting.
It's
I'm
his
not.
turn. It's his
I'm
turn.
not.
Stop.
No.
Wait.
Gulami.
No, hold on. I'm
Respect
not
the
commenting.
agreement.
The
There's an agreement
agreement.
of like
Yeah,
what, 50,
yeah.
60 people. 60
The
people.
agree.
You're one of them. Respect.
Bro, listen to me.
Oh,
The agreement
no,
was.
man,
He's
this
gonna
guy is
answer.
unbelievable. I honestly
The,
Bruno,
can't
come on,
believe
man.
this.
It was
all
his
right,
turn
There's
to
all
60
talk
right.
now,
people.
bro.
No, you are not
Seriously.
above the moderation.
No one's
Number
about. What are you
one,
talking about, bro? What are you talking
number
about?
one, it's my
Guys,
turn to
come on.
talk.
Whose turn is it?
His turn to
Guys.
talk.
Number one,
Brother, I mean, you're not doing a good job of moderating, honestly.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
sorry,
not doing
man.
good.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
you're a
gonna. I'm
moderator. You
trying
can
he
mute
to.
said he has
people.
15
Well,
seconds,
I
brother.
have
He's going
no
to take
power
five
to
seconds.
mute
Wait,
people.
You're not
What do you want me
valuing
to do? I know how to
the
speak here.
moderator.
okay,
I
so
know how to speak here. I don't want to mute Navid or
Triple A's.
anybody.
Yeah, no.
I'm just
Hold on a
saying,
second.
please,
Okay,
Navid,
fine. If
is
you
it
don't want
your
to mute
turn to
him,
Brother,
talk?
it's his turn. It's his turn to talk,
Navid,
Hold on. I
I'm
mean,
well, you're
you
supposed
don't
to
even
hold
need to
on.
mute. You don't even need to mute. It's very simple. Amr has to keep his word. He said, when it's my turn, I will answer Navid's questions. Then he proceeds to
Oh,
not
no,
answer my
wait. Peter
question.
was next. Peter was next, apparently. Peter was next.
No, it's my turn. It's still it's going to be my
But if
turn
he
because I
doesn't
was
want to answer the question, he doesn't want to answer
no,
the
okay, so
question.
then
So let's move on.
as a moderator, you have to get that out of him, right? Because he cannot just pull wool over everyone's eyes. As a moderator, you have to be fair. Just like you challenged us, you have to challenge
All
them.
right.
He said, I'm going to answer Navid's question during my turn. He didn't answer my question. The question was, can
Well,
you
he
pay
did.
someone? No, he didn't. The question
He
was,
didn't, bro.
can
He
you?
didn't.
He did not. He avoided it. They
So
avoid
why are
answering
we breaching the
difficult
rules of
questions.
moderator? Why are we breaching the rules of moderator?
Yeah, can
So
you
there
guys
was a
unmute
moderator
Peter and let's
place.
keep going?
You muted
I'm taking time. I'm taking time for people who are talking, guys.
It's Triple A's turn until he answers my question. Okay? It's everyone. All the turns are done. It's Triple A's turn until he answers the question. Go ahead, Triple A.
All right,
They're
very
not-
good. So Naveed, you're telling me I have to obey the oath that I upheld with you, even though you're.
That's what you're preaching, right? That's what you're preaching.
Am I supposed to? But you don't believe that, right?
You're not. What's
do
the
I have
sin?
to uphold
What's
the
the
oath
sin?
with you?
You made an oath to yourself.
No, I made an
You
oath
said
with
in
you,
front
right?
of everybody.
I made an oath with
said-
you,
no,
right?
No, you didn't. You said
You said I told you I'll
Okay,
answer
so
your
are you going to
question,
answer?
right?
Okay, hold on. You have your chance. Are you going to answer my question or not?
No, Naveed, I want you to tell me.
No,
I have to
It's a
uphold the
yes or
oath
no.
I made with you.
It's a yes or no. Are you going to
You
answer the
guys see
question?
the hypocrisy, the double standards?
Are you going to
I have
answer
to
the
uphold
question or
my
no?
oath with him, but he
Okay,
does not have.
we have to have an